We allow me.
Hello. Not that anyone's
Hello.
probably out there.
Yeah. No, not yet. Yeah. No, not yet. Oh, it's just started. Yeah, YouTube started. So that is delay, about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. 10 or 15 seconds. Jeez.
Oh, we got one viewer. I better say the link is in the side chat. If anyone wants to join.
So
I can't do
my
the
first.
description.
Here we go. I'm gonna do an experiment for Richard. So my guess was Erica Hubner. Who's in the chat? I want to see if I remotely viewed. Oh, it's Bond.
No.
See?
Yeah, it's
Richard, your fucking prayer shit's full of shit. Doesn't work.
Yeah, you fucked up, Bond.
Oh, you probably don't know because you're in jail. So, Richard, a couple of people have been doing this. So, Richard's explained that his prayer, his version of prayer, is for all intents and purposes the same as remote viewing.
Yeah, I was there at the very first one.
Oh, were you?
Where we all drew
oh,
pictures.
you were too. Yes.
Yeah, I was there at the first, but I've not seen any since. So yeah, carry on.
I don't. Oh well, I know. I've seen him talking to people about it, but I don't know if he's done any others with other people. But you know the crazy thing about that dude.
Yeah. No.
You drew the fucking thing exactly.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then changed it. But
due to me thinking about it, that's what made me change it. Yeah. I thought I can't be too perfect. I was drawing
and
a
my
cloud or
theory, right?
Yeah.
And here's an example, right? This is all woo. And as I just said, I don't believe it. But
yeah,
I've learned that it's actually quite enjoyable and fun to jump into that mind frame for a minute and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And I have a fun theory, right? Because back then you were probably, and I think at that time you were quite drunk. I said it makes sense that you would be the one to get it right because you would have been the one with the most open mind and the least thoughts and the least input.
Yeah.
Nothing. Empty mind. You literally just drew the fucking thing. And then as soon as you become like David came back into the picture, you got off track again.
Yeah.
And Richard was like, oh, yeah. That. He's like, but why do you think that? And I was like, well, it's sort of the same idea of how drunks always survive car crashes.
Yeah.
Because they don't resist it.
Yeah.
They just let the momentum do what it has to do. And whereas we tense up and so things break and I was like, same thing. He was drunk, so his mind was empty.
Yeah. And then, like you say, as soon as I actually thought about it, that's what fucked it up. It would have been almost exactly, if I'd carried on just doing it by, it would have been almost exactly what the picture was. But I fucked it up by thinking.
And that's...
Which is why I think thinking isn't necessarily always that good a thing to do.
Not in every single situation, no. Not if, like in that situation, it requires not to.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably not a bad skill to have anyway, because it shows you're in control of your mind to start with. Because I know people like me and you, we ain't got control of our mind. It controls us.
No.
But we're working on it. But it's like, how can we say it's bullshit if we didn't give it a proper go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If I could fight against that slightly and go to the other, I think a lot of the thing that people want it to work, and they make excuses. It didn't work. Yeah. Like me, that could be seen as me making an excuse. Like I was right on track until I thought about it. So
Exactly.
Yeah, it's because you want it to work subliminally.
Exactly. But that's why
you're making excuses why it didn't work.
Yes. Now that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But we don't know that's what happened or will happen.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's important to actually do it. Or in the case of talking to Jill, to actively put yourself in his mind frame.
Yeah.
Because when you're then arguing from within their mind frame, and when you're thinking like them, you start to be able to see what they're seeing in your argument.
Yeah. I was just going to say, do you think it would be a good idea to have like 3 different points of view? Have it like totally skeptical of the argument and you think it's all bullshit. Then have it's all completely correct. And then have it in the middle where it might be one way. If you think of it from each point of view, you're going to get every different aspect. You're going to think of it from different positions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just think of it as being absolutely true. Think of it as being absolutely false.
Yeah. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because starting off doing that, you will eventually not need to. Because what happens in time, you'll know the arguments and you know which counter arguments go with them.
Yeah.
Because, like I said earlier, name a Christian that you spoke to that's had a new argument that you've not heard from another Christian.
Yeah, there are none at this point.
Never happened in my life.
No.
Right.
No.
And it's not going to. So, in that theory, it's possible to learn them all.
Yeah.
And, and just know them so well that you know all the counter arguments that are available for that sort of argument. And
you're so used to them. It's like you were saying before, you're like 10 steps ahead because you've heard the arguments and the counter arguments so much. You're like 10 steps ahead. Like serving that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think that's much more effective. Yeah.
But I think it's a good kind of experiment to do it like that.
It is.
Like it is completely true. It is completely false. And then I don't know. Let's work it out. Yeah, in the middle. And then that gives you kind of all perspectives on the argument. Do you know what I mean? If you're actually trying to work out what is actually true, I think that might be the best way of doing it.
Yeah. And like so many good things come from it. You'll end up answering so many of your own questions.
Yeah.
I literally have debates now because I've figured out how to put my Christian hat on so easily now.
Yeah.
That I don't need to find a Christian. I'll have the debate in my head and they'll say this, okay, and then I'll respond with that, and they'll say this. No, it's the same stream, Jill. You just glitched. You've lost time.
There's a link to join, Jill. I'm guessing it already, but there's a link to join if you want to. Oh fuck.
And no, he can't pin it.
Yeah. That was a mistake. I can't help but feel that was a mistake.
What was? Putting the link? Yeah, I know.
Putting the link in, yeah. Oh shit! Here we go.
Yeah, and you know something that I've noticed. Well, I noticed this long ago, but I just thought I'll mention it because I just thought of it. No, I lost it. There's something about Jill.
Yeah. So what advice would you give me? Jill wants to be, now that I'm a Christian. I'm not a Christian, but now that I'm a potential Christian, he wants to give me discipleship. He wants to be my kind of tutor, kind of mentor, kind of leader in Christianity. What do you think of that idea?
Yeah. Well,
it's fucking ridiculous, right?
I think I don't think any words are needed, but
yeah.
no, I think it's going to be a fucking laugh fest, bro. It's going to get some views, but make sure you get him to agree that you can stream it on your channel. Don't give him all the rights to it.
Yeah, although he will have the right to kick me, and I predict that he will do that quite often.
We can care less
about
Joe,
welcome,
we can care less about that stuff. That's your job.
Good boy.
All right, so I'm back. All right, so we're
Tell me what my job is, theist.
That's your job, according to this consensus. All right.
Fuck off with your consensus. Yeah, Jill, one person can't have consensus, I'm afraid.
Our reward is in heaven, so we don't look for rewards on earth, as far as especially YouTube views. Who the heck gives a crap? All right,
dude,
so anyway,
I have like 4 fucking followers. No one's going on about money. We want to stream it so we can laugh at you while
you can stream anything on my channel. You're free to have. I'm not going to copyright.
Thank you, Jill. You didn't have to go on a rant about atheists and money and all that bullshit. You could have just.
Yeah, but before you got in here, Jill, we were talking about considering the other person's point of view and considering whether you could be wrong. If you consider the statement you just made that we don't get anything on this world, we get it. Just think if the atheists are right and there's no God, and when you're dead, you're just dead. How could we possibly disprove that you get your rewards in heaven? Because you know, just take on the atheist worldview, do an internal critique of my worldview.
Well,
and just say
if you're talking about the Christian worldview, as far as what it teaches.
No. Yeah. We're saying that what if you're wrong? What if the Christian worldview is wrong? Just what if?
Then we all just fade to black. Then who cares? We all just fade to black. Big deal.
Yeah, but you saying that we all get our rewards in heaven. If heaven doesn't take reward, we just fade to black.
I don't lose anything. Is this Pascal's wager? Like, what is this?
No, well, I'll tell you, Jill, what he's doing. He's just trying to see whether you are willing to entertain things other than what you think is right, or whether you are only willing to think what you think is right. And thank you, you've just demonstrated for it.
Yeah, I'm willing to entertain it, but if it doesn't correspond to reality here on Earth, I mean, what you're telling me doesn't even correspond to reality here on Earth. Okay, let me give you another example. You said that if a animal that was roaming around taking advantage of the females without their permission, you said that was not rape. But if a human were to do that, you said it was rape.
Hang on, let me respond to it.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Right. Okay. And your excuse is that it's not special pleading because the animal is on a different level ontologically than human. Is that do I have that correct?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So why is it
like
okay?
you like to say all the time you said it to Wildheart like 3 times. It's a malformed question.
Okay.
Rape is not possible with a lion, right? Permission. Hang on. Permission is not a thing with lions. Your question is ridiculous.
Yeah, but the question I asked was to get you to think outside. No, the question I asked was to get you to think.
Remember, he's got you worked up already. No, calm.
Okay, let me challenge you on that.
I'm saying is,
let me challenge you on that. That's not what we observe. Okay, we're talking about what we observe.
No, the question I asked Jill is: can you go outside of your worldview and just presume, just for fun, that you're wrong, and the atheist, and you somehow turned it back to the argument we were having before, which kind of your worldview has to be correct for that argument to make any sense. Anyway, you're not doing what I asked you to do. Just presume that the atheist worldview is true and God doesn't exist. And you somehow worked it back to God existing. But he's
sneakier than that, dude. And he's fast, too. He actually did answer you, but that's how dismissive it was.
Yeah.
His answer was, well, it all fades to black, and what's any of that matter? But it's not true. So, and then went on to
I did answer
because he's hung up on. He thinks he's got a mic drop thing with this lion thing.
We don't have much time, right?
Because his black and white thinking doesn't allow him to comprehend why a lion. But we don't care what you think, Jill. You're here.
I'm trying to get to my point, and you're just babbling.
We know you've made the point 10 times. It's ridiculous, bro. You're wasting our time.
Can you?
So you are unwilling. You are unwilling to. You are unwilling to enter my worldview and take on an internal critique of my worldview, and just say that God doesn't exist. You're going back to the lions and all that shit.
I'm doing that now. I'm showing you that even from an atheistic perspective, God doesn't exist. Your worldview is still flawed, and I'm trying to show you that. Let me do that, please.
No, you're trying to straw man us. Actually, the lion. You're trying to tell us no, don't. Because you're trying to tell us that we think lions have permission and lions have rape.
Okay. Can I challenge you on that?
Like,
what you just said earlier.
Tell me, Jill, are you that dumb or are you a troll?
Okay.
I've been wondering this for a while.
Are you going to waste time or are you going to get to the point?
Oh, boy. Okay?
It's my time and it's not wasted, in my opinion. Are you a troll or are you dumb?
Are you
a dumb troll?
We don't have much
it's
time.
Not a direct customer.
He could actually be both.
Let's get to the argument.
It's not a false dichotomy, yes.
Let's get to the arguments, okay? All right, so let me challenge you on that. Now, you said that the animal is
You're going to challenge me on the fact that lions don't have rape. The human concept of rape. So having sex without consent, which is another human concept.
Oh, it's a human concept.
Is that what you're going to push me back on?
Hold on. Relax. Let's hear the argument before you try to respond. So the animal A, is chasing after animal B. Is animal B giving consent? After that
animals are incapable of consent.
Animals are so if your dog says no, I do not want to go outside.
If your dog says no, you need to put that shit on TV.
Okay, well, okay.
Like, now you'll be famous.
You're done. So we can observe that animals, although they can't express themselves. Hold on, relax, calm down.
My dog doesn't
Let me finish my point. So we can clearly observe. Science is about what you can observe. That animals, although they can't express themselves like humans, clearly have a will. And if they don't want to be someplace, they run, they hide, they fight. If they feel endangered, they fight. Okay? So an animal is fighting another animal, a male pursuer that is trying to have intercourse. So we can determine that animal B, the woman in this case, does not want to be there. She does not want to be conquered by animal A. All right. So
that's
hang on.
False.
Hang on. Remember what our little thing we're gonna do? Let him talk because everyone's listening to this, and I'm thinking as though I'm sitting in the chat. This is fucking hilarious. Carry on.
Why don't we call that rape?
Because the woman might want it. We don't know whether the female lion wants to have sex or not.
She's running, biting, kicking.
Do you know that animals present when they want to have sex?
Yeah.
What if the female lion presents?
That's pretty cute because you've got down on his level. I really appreciate that.
She really was it.
His answer is as ridiculous as what you're saying, Jill.
No means yes.
You're saying because a lion runs away, she doesn't want it, so it's not consent.
Yes. Right, because she's probably part of another pride or another male lion.
Bond.
And this lion.
Did you hear that? So
this lion
says that lions give permission and consent. They have consent apparently.
Yeah.
And so when a lion has sex with a lioness, it's rape.
In some cases, yes. If
so
the lion
all sex,
is running,
all sex,
all animal sex.
I'm simply asking you.
All animal sex is rape, is what you're saying.
No,
not my claim.
No.
Listen
It is your claim.
That is what you're saying.
You're avoiding.
You're going to repeat yourself.
How do you tell the difference? How do you tell the difference? How do you tell the difference? How do you tell the difference between consensual animal sex and non-consensual?
Yeah, because one's
if they run away.
Go ahead.
If the animal runs away.
Go ahead, 420. Thank you. If the animal is running away and fighting the animal that's pursuing it, because the animal belongs to the female belongs to another pride, and an animal from outside of their pride comes in to try to take over, and she's running and fighting, literally fighting to the death, and that male lion overpowers her. Okay, why don't we call that rape? Go ahead.
Because
but
it's about a level of awareness.
One at a time. Raise your hand.
Would you call a male lion eating the babies of the female lion murder?
About eating babies. Don't try to change the subject. Go ahead, 420.
Not human baby, no lion babies. You know when a male has
about
sex
eating
with
babies.
a female and then
rape and sex.
Yeah, but all Wild's doing there, he's not changing the subject. He's staying right on topic. He's saying, you've gone rape, but why not just say murder? Like why don't we think lions are murderers?
We'll get to murder. Right.
We don't need to, because we address one, we've addressed all of them, right?
Exactly my point. So address it. Why don't we call that?
It's about awareness, Jill.
Why don't we call that a violation?
It's about awareness and self-awareness. Okay, I'm answering. See how you don't listen? I've already nearly half answered, and you're saying, go ahead. Lions do not have self-awareness. You put a mirror in front of a lion, it thinks it's another fucking lion.
What?
Okay?
Yeah.
There you go. The fact you say what to that, and you can't see how that answers your question.
What does that have to do? What does that have
what just happened, Wild?
What does that have to do?
He's dodging my answer.
I'm asking you about your answer,
and it shouldn't get you upset.
What's wrong? Yeah. What's wrong? Are you gonna be?
No, I was talking to Wild. What's your question?
What does that have to do?
I was going to say
that the female lioness is not wanting the activity. You're saying that she's not aware.
That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but let's switch to murder. If a male lion kills an antelope in order to eat, would you call that murder?
No. We're talking. Okay, we'll get to that.
He would.
We'll get to that. But
he thinks lions rape, so why wouldn't they murder?
Yeah, but they need to murder in order. They need to murder in order to stay alive.
To eat.
Maybe we should
because of the system that God has set up.
Instead of addressing the conundrum they put themselves in.
Okay,
so why are you
ignorant, Jill?
Hold on, 420. Why are you telling me about self-awareness when self-awareness is irrelevant here? The lioness is aware. Hold on.
Hang on. God, you're dumb, Jill.
Put him backstage. Yeah, no, it's not irrelevant. Consent is what makes it rape. Yeah. Lions don't have consent in the same way that humans do. A woman can say, I don't want to have sex with you. A lion cannot say, or a lioness cannot say, I don't want to have sex with you. It's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's about morality.
Yeah.
And we're saying that a lion doesn't have human morality.
All right. So okay. So the lioness is saying to the lion by running, kicking, and screaming and fighting to the death that she does not want to be conquered, or she does not want him to be the father of her children.
Well, this is where we disagree.
Hold on. So
but we disagree already, because you've already said the female lion wants.
Yeah, but I was going to say
this is what I mean about awareness, Jill. That lion. Yeah, no. How do you know what it wants?
He's backstage. He's not listening. But I'm going to say, let's go with his argument and see where it leads. If we agree that the lioness, just let's call it rape and see where the argument goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just agree with him and see what his point is.
I've never met a group of people so afraid to engage in actual dialogue. Okay.
Yeah. So Jill, it is rape. If a lion has sex with a lioness, it is rape. We agree.
Listen to the argument. I'm not saying it's rape. Listen to my argument again, please.
It could possibly be rape.
The reason why I would assume that the female lioness is rejecting the advance is because
it is rape.
Hold on, relax. I'm not saying it's rape. Listen to the argument. Engage. Listen to the argument. Relax.
Right.
The reason why I can safely assume, and you can safely assume, because you have animals, and you know when they're afraid, and you know when they don't want to have interaction, they leave, or they whimper, or they have some sort of outward manifestation of what's going on in their head.
Eliminate the blood reaction.
Hold on, Wildheart. No one is suggesting that we know. No one is suggesting that we know what the animal is saying or thinking. We're just going based off the animal's actions. The animal is trying to get the heck out of it.
We get it.
The lioness is trying to get the heck out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
So we agree with you. It is rape. What is your point? What is your point? We agree with you. It is rape.
Don't
distract.
I
never
said it was rape.
What was your point?
Don't distract.
What is your point?
Okay? He won't move on if you don't let him finish, Wild.
Don't distract.
You know he's got a script. Let him go.
Don't distract by telling me the animal can't talk or the animal can't say no.
His argument fell apart about 5 minutes ago. So let him finish that, and then I'll tell him why. Okay.
So now that we know, without the animal saying that the animal does not want to be there by its actions, okay? Don't distract by saying, "Oh, the animal didn't say anything."
Yes, okay. Right. Are you going to get to the point so I can respond?
We're 10 steps ahead.
Why is that rape? Tell us why.
Because
it is rape. No, Sammy. It is rape.
All right.
It is rape.
We're going to go down that. But he's not saying that, so you're not agreeing with him because he's not the one saying it.
I am agreeing with him.
I'm saying
I am agreeing with him.
He's not saying that, but.
He's asking why do we not class that as rape. No, he's saying why do we not class that as rape? I'm saying I class that as rape. When a lion has sex with a lioness, that is rape.
He's saying what you're missing. He's saying you shouldn't. That's what I mean. You're not getting the argument.
Yeah. So 420. Go ahead.
Let me answer with this first, and then we'll try and get Wildheart on the page.
You said it earlier. 420.
It's the same, dude. What you're missing crucially, right? You're so focused on this. Oh, this lion looks like this and does this, and we can assume from that. Yeah, I agree with all of that. That male lion does not have a level of awareness to know that what it is doing is wrong and is rape. Exactly. So from our human standpoint, we can say, "Oh, let's call that rape." Because it looks like that animal doesn't want it, whatever.
Right.
But it's not the same rape as the rape we would do. Right.
Exactly. So we would not say that the person who is an apologist for the lion, we would not say that that person is special pleading, correct?
It's apologist for the lion.
Right.
What are we apologizing?
Okay. What you're doing is you're defending
what
the
are we
lion.
Apologizing?
Let me explain. Relax. What you just did was you just gave an apology, and I agree. You just gave an apology for why the lion is not morally culpable, because the lion is on a lower level.
So now I see why we're butting heads,
right?
Because
so we do the same thing.
I'm on the page now, right?
Okay.
And this is why what you say makes no sense to us, and why you can't understand why we're not getting you. Because where we split off is fuck.
Too much 420.
No, but what I'm saying is just grant him the argument. Let's not butt heads. Let's just agree with Jill.
No, we
all agree. We all agree
Yeah.
here. The question I'm trying to get you to see is why. And 420 gave a beautiful answer. It's a biblical answer. Because the animals is on a lower level ontologically than humans. Humans are on a higher moral level, intelligent level. Therefore, we don't expect the same of the lion as we do, male or female, as we do for the human species. So so we make the same argument when it comes to God. It's not special pleading, it's that we're in different categories. So you can't take two things that are in different categories.
No, Jill, you don't understand.
You're really struggling with the Jill thing, aren't you?
Yeah, no, he's just he never shuts up, so I can.
I know, but that's why he's good practice, because he's the worst that it gets.
Yeah,
if you can learn on him.
No, Jill, you don't understand the special pleading fallacy. If you say this applies to everything in the universe except for my God, as soon as you say that, you have committed the special pleading fallacy, and the argument is no longer valid.
He gets that. That's
Does
why
he understand that?
Absolutely.
Really
he gets that, but what you're missing.
Right.
Yous are both missing it. So the only part where we're both all falling apart, right, is that Jill thinks that. Fuck, bring him back in.
Yeah.
So you've made the point. What's the actual question again at the end there?
So in the same sense that you give us humans a special existence.
Oh, the apologizing.
Right?
Okay.
Right. You give humans, you give lions a special existence because you say that they're lower.
It's not a special existence.
Let him say it, and I'll explain.
They do have a special existence. Their morality is not the same as ours. So we would say the same thing about God, that God is not in the same category as humans. Therefore, you can't call it special pleading when he does things or when he acts in eternity.
But that causes a shitload more, because God created us. God created humans. And he expects us to live. He expects us to live up to his standards. But you're saying that his morality is different from our morality. He's made it impossible himself.
I'm saying his nature, just like the nature of a lion, is totally different.
Yeah, it's above ours. But he expects us to live up to his standards.
Yes,
that's
he
unfair.
Expects all humans to behave in a certain way, but he does not expect
his way.
Hold on.
He's giving us.
Relax.
Let me fucking shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No, what you're saying is that God has created humans with a lesser morality than God's, but God expects us to live up to his morality. That doesn't work. That's never going to work. He's a fucking
I'll answer from Jill's perspective. He would say no. Yeah. We cannot live up to God's standard. We never will. But we're not expected to. See, this is you putting your thing on it again, because you're not stepping into Jill's view. You're telling Jill what his view is.
Yeah, but Jill is saying.
Jill
is saying that God has a certain standard. We are below God's standard, but God expects humans to live up to God's standard.
If you weren't in the wrong in this case,
Wildheart is always
what he would say, right? Tell me if this would be your answer, Jill.
Well, I got 3 minutes. Let me just say this. I'll listen to you when I step out. But
right.
What I'm saying is that God does expect us to behave in a certain way, not the same way that He behaves.
As Him.
But right. But He doesn't expect us to behave like a lion. Right? So God does not punish the lion for what the lion is doing. But if you were to do what the lion did, you would be punished. Does you get it? So even God recognizes what the atheist recognizes is that the animal is on a lower plane when it comes to behavior than the human. So you're not
but
special
animals
pleading for the lion when you say that the lion is not committing rape. That's not special pleading. Okay, that would be a category error. You compare animals to animals, humans to humans when it comes to special pleading.
No, you're trying
just
to
let
make
him say it.
excuses.
Okay,
you're trying to make excuses for why the special pleading fallacy is right in your case, and that is by definition another example of the special pleading fallacy.
I'm just showing you its proper application, how to use the fallacy. You can keep spewing out the fallacy.
It's not. It's proper. No, Jill. You don't understand fallacies. Once you have committed a fallacy, the whole argument is redundant. You can't say there's a valid version of this fallacy. There is no valid version of any fallacy. Once you have committed one of the fallacies, the logical fallacies, your argument is fucked. It is null and void. You can't commit a sensible version of the fallacy. You can't have the special pleading fallacy.
Special version.
Yeah, there's no valid version of the special pleading fallacy, which is what you're arguing for.
He wants
there is no valid
version.
Once you committed that fallacy, you are fucked. Your argument is null and void.
Yeah,
that's how logic works.
And that's why I was like,
when he gets it, I think he gets it. Wildheart, maybe we need to have a one-on-one so you can get it. But I think 420.
No, you need to get it. Once you have committed a fallacy, you're trying to make a special. You're special pleading for the special pleading fallacy.
No, it doesn't work. I just demonstrated how that doesn't work. Okay,
that is what you're doing. You're special pleading for the special pleading fallacy to be right in your special case.
Really quickly. That's okay. So if your fallacy is misplaced, that doesn't mean that the fallacy is wrong. You're misappropriating the fallacy. You're using it in an area that it should not be applied. The fallacy that you're trying to use cannot be applied on two different substances or two different types of creatures. Okay? Just like you can't apply it when it comes to the lion and the human, because the lion and the human are on two different levels when it comes to ontology. Thank you very much.
Right.
I'll see you next time.
So the statement that something is wrong, except he's gone. I didn't do that. So the statement that something is morally wrong, except when it comes to God, because he has a higher morality, that is by definition the special pleading fallacy. You're saying this rule applies to everything else in the universe except my God. My God doesn't. And this fallacy doesn't apply to my God because he has a higher version of morality than we do. Yeah. It is by definition
another form of special pleading. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Yeah. Mr. Lizard, it's a special pleading fallacy. Yeah. When God is the only thing that it doesn't apply to, that is by definition the special pleading fallacy. He's specially pleading for the thing that he's arguing for, which is God.
And that was just the first part, was that he committed the fallacy. But then, this is the thing, I hate this with fundamentalists trying to make analogies in their evidence for God. He's trying to equate the whole point of this special thing of God is that he is like so separate to us and animals, right? He's in his own special place, special existence, gets all the special exceptions, whatever.
Yeah.
But if I say because animals don't have the same level of awareness, so we don't hold them accountable for things like rape, because the lion doesn't know anything it's doing is wrong, because it doesn't have a concept of wrong. He calls that special pleading for the lion, because in his mind, special pleading isn't the fallacy that you're describing. It's putting something as exempt because it's special.
Yeah, which is the special pleading fallacy.
Yeah, but see how he's seeing it differently. There's no fallacy here. This thing is special. It needs to go in a special category. You can't put lions in the human category. It needs to go in a special lion category.
Yeah.
But then saying we need to compare humans to God.
Yeah.
So we can't compare humans to lion, but we should be comparing humans to God.
Yeah, because God makes the laws that we have to conform to.
But he's special. He's different. Here we like
exactly.
It's like we can't expect that lion. So how can God expect us?
Yeah. How can God expect humans to live up to his standard of morality when he's created us lower than his form of morality? It makes no sense. He's created us with a lower form of morality, so we're like lions to God. God has a higher form of morality, and then God makes the rules that we can't live up to. We can't possibly live up to all his rules. It says that in the Bible.
Let's do that. Take their thing. See where it goes. So God is, and we'll pick a specific one, Jill's one, which is omnipotent, omniscient, and potent, smart, and present.
Yeah, the God of classical theism. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the omnis, basically. Yeah.
And so us lowly humans, right? Sinful, broken, because that's what we are in this worldview.
Yeah.
We want to put ourselves as far from God. We want to say we're on the ground, we're dirt, disgusting, and God's up there. Like, we don't even come close to God. He's this uncomprehendable thing. So would we be like lions to God, or would we be like fungus?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's...
Think about it.
I know what you're saying.
This God...
Yeah, he's so far ahead of us. But that's a kind of percentage. It doesn't really matter. So long as God has a higher morality than humans, it doesn't matter what percentage it's at. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. You only need 1%. Yeah, but I was just saying, people like Jill has it even worse because he takes it all that way.
Yeah, we are so below God.
He would tell you that God, his God is so special, it's in its own existence.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for joining. So, well, good to see you.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Not too bad.
I'm sure you're fascinated by all this God talk. I'm sure.
Yeah, kind of am. Just kidding.
Yeah, I can't believe. And something else he was doing. So the other mistake he's making is he's calling the fallacy a fallacy when he's trying to use it as not a fallacy. He's not understanding. You can use those same words, but if you're using them correctly, it's not a fallacy, which is what he thought he was doing. But he's still calling it a fallacy. Like, that group of words is called a fallacy, no matter how you use it. It's like, no, fallacy means like false.
Yeah. Once you get to fallacy, you've already fucked up. There's no recovering from, if you commit a fallacy in a logical argument, you have already fucked up.
You can't just go to the next step.
Yeah. The argument is finished at that point. There's no recovering from committing a fallacy in a logical argument. He doesn't seem to get that. He seems to think that you can get out of it so long as God is special enough that he really is special enough to get out of the special pleading fallacy. Oh, it hurts my head.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works. Once you miss that fallacy, which you have, Jill, many, many times, that's it. It's game over.
But I'm trying to get my head around this lion thing and how he sees. This is the bit I wanted to push back on him on. He's going, you're apologizing for the male lion.
Yep.
Like we're doing apology for the. And it's like, no, apologizing is trying to justify something. And the whole point of that the lions don't have the same awareness is we don't need to justify calling it rape when they do it. It's a non-question.
It's not. Yeah,
it's not even a question.
Jill's favorite phrase is a malformed question.
Yeah,
they don't have the concept.
One.
Yeah, they don't have the concept of consent. So he's literally applying something. Yeah, he's literally applying something to. It's just a malformed question. There's no possible answer to it. Here's a real question. How many and which of those laws were in a cultural context, man-made, conditional, ritualistic, pragmatic, and directly from God? All of them.
What?
Except the directly from God thing. But yeah.
I was going to say.
They were, like all the rules that God gave.
What laws were we talking about? Oh, is he talking about Bible laws?
Yeah.
Is he talking about rape and stuff?
Yeah, murder and rape and all the 600 and whatever it is, number of laws. Yeah.
See, for one, I can see that you must be a presuppositionalist. I know you'll probably argue that, but your previous one said which ones are directly from God. Now, anyone with any shred of intelligence would say, other than what the Bible says is God's law, how are you going to show me what laws are directly from God?
Well, according to the Bible, God did write
a
tablet.
The Bible, which is what I said. Other than the Bible.
Yeah, other than the Bible, there is none. Yeah. There is none. Yeah. Outside of the Bible, there is no evidence for God.
So I have to presuppose the Bible is God's word.
Yeah. But he I don't know if you know Mr. Lizard. He's not I don't think he's
I know. He calls himself a Christian scientist or something weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Mr. Lizard because he's not your normal dogmatic Christian.
Yeah. He's very smart as well.
The one with Moses and the one with the New Testament.
The one with Moses and the one in the New Testament. Yeah, he's on about covenants.
Oh, the Bible laws. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I agree, Mr. Lizard. How many of those were cultural? And you know something else I've learned about all that shit in the Bible, in the Old Testament, Wild Heart. You know how we're like, they're so vicious and barbaric and primitive and that, which they are, but do you know it wasn't because those people were that most of these laws came about because of the people around you. So you wanted to be as separate as possible from, your pagan neighbors or your heathen neighbors. And those dirty Greeks who worship those false Greek gods, they like to powder boys' faces and have sex with boys. So we're going to actually say having sex with boys is bad. But there was no morality in that It wasn't like let's protect boys. It was how can we be as different as possible from those heathens that drink mead. So we're going to say alcohol's bad.
Yeah, can someone just clip this with that comment? Nothing wrong with the fallacy of special pleading being used in its proper application. So he is arguing for a proper application of a fallacy.
Of a fallacy, yeah.
Yeah. Jill, you are thick as fuck. You don't know what a fallacy is. There is no proper application of a fallacy.
And do you see why he should not be important enough to rise your anything?
Anger. Yeah. We should feel sorry for him, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is greeting fucker. Sorry, wrong comment.
Hey, hubby.
Yeah.
We just had some more Jill fun. Oh, yeah. Actually, Will, if you get the chance to come in, because I got to tell you, this fucking lion thing, it's gold. Absolute gold.
So how's it going, Silver? It's good to see you again. What's happening? Yeah, I think we can take a break from Jill. And
yep.
Yeah. I think we need to change the topic.
Can it be like 5 or 6 years? That would be nice. A nice break.
Yeah. A long break.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, no, I got some new things while you were gone. I got some streaming stuff. I got an actual acoustic guitar while you were gone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I got some
that's good.
digital art going, so.
Cool. That all sounds very good. Yeah. Welcome, Erica Humna. Good to see you. Cool. Yeah. So you can play guitar. I know you had an electric guitar before.
Yes, I also have a acoustic guitar as well.
Yeah. Cool.
So.
And on which note, I think we should do karaoke. Although it's a long one. Yeah, what do you reckon? Karaoke or not? I'll take a vote of people on the panel.
Karaoke? Well, I don't know.
Who's choosing the song?
It's already chosen. Jill chose it, actually. You know when you said first.
Jill chose it, then I vote no.
I also vote no, sorry.
Well, I'm going to do that.
Why take a vote, you tyrant?
Exactly, the fuck?
This is a dictatorship. It's not a democracy.
This will get you copyrighted for sure.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah,
you don't want that.
It is a great song, but yeah, I won't do it.
You should try and get this channel to last more than one day at least.
Yeah, a new record.
Yeah, exactly. Start counting.
Here we go. Special pleading is an informal fallacy wherein one cites something as an exception to a general or universal principle without justifying the special exception. Yeah. It's funny now, he's gone even another level ahead and he's like, no, you got to use the fallacy like this.
Yeah, like, he's fucked up fallacies. He doesn't know what a fallacy is. There is no correct way to use a fallacy. Yeah. Once it's a fallacy, you are fucked.
Are you ready for this, Will?
Welcome, Will.
Give it to me.
Because we as humans don't call it rape when a male lion forces himself on a female, because we accept that the lion doesn't have the same level of awareness as us. We are special to the lion, or the lion is special to us, so we don't call it rape. Well, that's us apologizing for the male lion. And that's all Christians do for God. And
that's stupid.
And on top of that, he doesn't know how fallacies work. His argument was there's a correct way to use the special pleading fallacy. There's a way that makes it valid. It will never be valid. I can't.
He has confused. It's the classic Christian mistake of being a fucking dumbass and not even taking a breath long enough to realize you're talking about two things and conflating them into one thing. He's talking about special as in this different from thing, and special pleading like they're intrinsically linked. You can special plead for God because he's special. We can special plead for the lion.
Yeah, you got to clear up your terms. Every time you say special, I think you're talking about God.
I know God. I know.
And
this is what Jill does to us.
Like, praise special.
Yeah, but that's the point.
So what it comes down to is that he's doing special pleading for special pleading.
Yeah, he's special. Yeah, exactly. He's saying that God is special, so the special pleading fallacy isn't really a fallacy when it comes to God, which is the special pleading fallacy. He thinks there's a correct way to use the special pleading fallacy, which makes it valid. It doesn't, Jill.
Is there like a treatment facility for brain AIDS?
Yeah, or monkeypox, whatever you call it.
That's racist.
Yeah, he is so fucked. But again,
forgive us our transes.
I don't know whether he's being a troll or being.
This is the thing. Where is he getting this? I know that the special thing is his way of trying to explain it to us, because he's got this concept in his head that he thinks is simple, and it is. Yes, I am making it harder for him, but that's because he just wants to make a claim. Oh, but God's in a special place, and then move on. I'm not going to sit by and let that happen.
Let him get away with it. Come on.
He thinks if something really is special, then that allows the special pleading fallacy. If God is special,
you're gonna open yourself up to the persecution charge. You're persecuting the Christians again.
Yeah.
Well, they are the most persecuted peoples on the planet. We wouldn't want them to lose that title, would we?
I'm married to Caligula.
Can you imagine an unpersecuted Christian? It will never do. It will never do.
Can you just say, Sammy, that you make it harder for everyone? I think I speak for Will.
Boing.
Yeah, you make it harder for everyone every time you're on screen.
Thank you.
Some would say tumescent.
Yeah.
Pulsating even. I mean, what? Aquaman.
You'll be proud of me, hubby. Jill didn't trigger me once that time. And I was
he got me. He got me a couple of times.
Yeah, he got you good this time. You were yelling at me. And I'm like, bro, would I be siding with Jill unless you were like so fucking wrong?
Yeah.
And it wasn't right. It was just you were wrong.
It's not. I mean, he's triggered me before too, but it's not really worth getting triggered because everyone listening is smarter than him, so they all know he's a dumbass. You know, so it's just fun to let him do his thing, let him talk his talk. I mean, he's a lot of fun if you don't take him seriously.
Yeah. That's what I realized in that last interaction, and I can see you've got a bit of work to do in him not frustrating you, Wild. But when you get there, man, I can't wait for you to get here because fuck, it's fun.
Yeah, it is good to
just let it being frustrating and annoying as hell, and it's actually fun.
Christ,
Jesus.
I mean, special.
You need to change your pants.
We'll give you a moment.
Oh, God, I can smell it.
You just brought something special into reality.
Yeah, into existence.
Which one?
Was that a triune squirt?
And which existence?
I heard the word. I felt the thunder. I'm positive there was a wind.
I smelled it over here.
Yeah, the universe could have been created by universe farting pixies. Do you know what I mean? Just pixies just farting, just blowing universes into existence.
Like our pixie?
Yeah, I was going to say, what's with the plural? There's only one of us.
She just ass blasted universes into existence.
Yeah. No, she's like the queen. She never farts. Yeah, I'm sure of that.
Well, then she'd look like a tiny pinata. She's going to come in here and electrocute me.
Yeah, she's going to slap you through the internet.
You don't know what she's capable of.
Oh, here is the thought. When one who calls themselves Christian persecutes, they take the Lord's name in vain. They emulate the beast archetype. Discuss.
Yep. Clap.
Oh, okay, but wait. Put it back up again.
Yep.
When one calls themselves Christian persecutes. Okay.
They take the Lord's
so when
name.
One that calls themselves Christian persecutes someone, they are taking the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got it.
And emulating the beast archetype.
I got it.
Which is
what does persecution look like?
Persecuting, just a guess. Persecuting would be treating the minority badly or different from other people.
I think in the context of Jill.
Minority. Oh,
so
right.
For instance, but because you're an atheist,
the Christians are the kings of persecution.
Yeah.
Handing it out. Fuck
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like even amongst
that's
ourselves.
What Lizard's saying.
Yeah. Mainly amongst yourselves, which is weird. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we slap each other. But see, I don't really call it persecution amongst us because, like, I mean, nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. They're all just pretending they know some shit. So it's really, it's only important to the people that believe they have all the answers and have to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so the rest of the Christians are sitting on the sidelines going, we don't
care. Sorry, everyone on YouTube. I was going to do karaoke of Fade to Black by Metallica. Sorry, all rock fans out there. But, yeah, I would have
I don't think you're really apologizing, but to maybe one person.
Yeah, there's only 5 watching. So.
No, I just mean of the people who want to hear you actually sing.
Yeah. And that one person is me.
That was his own
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah. You'll always have one viewer.
Sad but true. Again, another Metallica song. Sad but true.
You got to control this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're going to copyright. You're going to copyright if you don't stop getting triggered to sing. Or just do it a cappella. Just sing. Don't wait on the music. Just put your balls into it.
I believe you had some live streams while I was away, Will. I've been told.
What?
I'm not watching.
No.
Yeah. Have you not?
That's some bullshit that hubby talks about.
I thought
I was framed. I was dead at the time. Yeah, I did a couple. Only because
what do I
you were having any streams? What? Oh, bullshit! Like when you tell everybody that I was having streams while Wild Heart was away, and everybody knows I would never do that.
No.
Okay, I did that. I did that shit. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I can check it. It's on YouTube.
Fucking right. Didn't think that through, did I? So yeah. But the one I enjoyed the most was where we spent a lot of time breaking down one of Praise's streams where Veckel and Serb and I were all twisting it up.
Oh,
and Yuri, but I don't know what the fuck Yuri was doing. I never know what the fuck Yuri's doing.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that. Yeah.
Does he know what he's doing?
You and Serb against Praise. Yeah.
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Praise was cool. He bowed out early and just let me and Yuri and Veckel and Serb talk about some shit. But it got real stupid, and like Veckel did a stream on it, and he did a stream calling me and Serb out and trying to break down what we said. So one good turn deserves another. So I did a stream on his stream of Praise's stream.
I love that shit when it gets like.
I'll shoot you down, mate. Stream your photog, I'll shoot you down, mate. You fool.
Oh, that's not the one.
No. There's one 8 years ago.
Yeah, what's up, Silver?
This is to the rest of the panel too. That's okay. I called you Jill like 4 times, so
right.
You call me what you want. How do we go about, or do I just try and convince myself not to care? How do we go about trying to, I don't want to say convince, but how do you persuade someone like Tog, for example, right? Young fella, good heart on him.
Yeah.
But
no, you don't.
The Christian that rubs off on him makes him an asshole. He looks at these other Christians, for example, and because they are all angry, aggressive,
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Assholes.
You're wrong. You're giving Tog too much of a pass on that. Tog is plenty angry on his own.
Okay.
Like that, like Serb did a meme on it because he comes out swinging if he thinks that you're insulting God.
Yeah.
I love Tog.
Actually,
don't get me wrong.
Back in the day, he was a dead set fucking asshole. And then, so I had nothing to do with him for a while. And then recently I sort of started hanging around with him again and he seemed changed. But then the last couple of streams, yeah, he's just attacked the fuck out of Richard. Me, like you said, straight out of the gate.
Yeah, but that's when when we're doing that shit, it's because we're already struggling with an idea that we're not comfortable with. So we're angry that we don't have the balance that we had when we believed everything we believed previously. Someone introduces a new idea and that doubt starts to creep in, and then you take it out on everybody. And you double down and want to do twice as much to defend that thing you had in your head. That's my thought.
I should have realized that because I was talking to Richard and that was what I was thinking about what he's doing to Richard and why he reacted like that, because he got to a point where he went, oh shit, I'm actually starting to agree with Richard on this. He would have had Jill and all them boys in his ear, you know, you're turning into a fucking heretic, like Satan's got you. You need to get away from this space alien shit.
Well, that's probably a real thing, a real concern. But at some point, he'll get to where he can't defend Jill or Veckel or anything just because they're of the same faith. Because he'll start to realize that some of the stuff that they believe, it's not logical, and he'll get uncomfortable with it because he's smart enough to recognize it. I believe Tog is going to come all the way around and make those other assholes look, well, like they are, just blind. Jill and Veckel, they try really hard to defend some shit that makes no sense.
And I guess he just needs some big brother types around him because you'd all know, and I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to his face, but his brain is a bit all over the shop. When he jumps into discussions, his rebuttals and things, I often scratch my head and like, what the fuck did you even just say, dude?
Well, he free forms his ideas as he goes. You listen.
On the spot.
And he's got a touch of ADD. That's probably true. And like me, he's constantly and perpetually stoned. So I'm sure that the thoughts are coming really quick and they're a little loose, but I mean, he has a drive to defend his faith and his family. I guess you call it your Christian family or whatever. I mean, I had it too, but at a certain point, you get to where it's indefensible. You know, the omnis don't make any sense, and the things that they would mean about the God would make him a monster. And eventually, when you think about it, you go, that's not even what the Bible's saying. Why am I trying to put it in there?
Yeah.
He'll get there, dude, but he's got too many scholars and shit like that. He's like, oh, well, this scholar says this. Well, how the fuck would they know? A lot of people just say shit.
Yeah. I think in many ways he's fighting against himself. Like Will says, he's smart enough to know that it doesn't make sense, but he's kind of having an internal kind of battle.
So that video, Sammy, that you were talking about and that you sent me, you know, with the archaeological stuff, and exactly, like Mr. Lizard would probably happily tell you that everything that is on that video is somehow not true if it in any way disagrees with current scientific ideas. All right, but you remember, Sammy, you said that you're starting to see that, like, you know, they're discovering that they've overlooked things, like the layers under that temple.
Yeah, and right? I saw Brojo do it tonight, dude. See, now I'm becoming aware of it. It's like a plague. It's like I can see germs on people's faces.
It's the
now.
human condition, brother.
Guilty, yeah. But this was his thing, right? Sent him the video, sent him the name of it, Googled it, and went, nah, sorry, this thing says here from 9,000 to 28. And that's all he needed to dismiss it. And I was like, so you're ignoring the fact that
you put that plug in that motherfucker.
The fucking
dude, I couldn't even hear what Sammy was saying because your ass was making noise. Mute. I'm sorry, Sammy.
Right.
If he'll stop talking shit, we can proceed.
Always talking at his ass.
I'm another Mason. Yeah, I'm that lad. So,
go ahead. You're talking about the easy dismissal.
Yeah, of Brojo.
Well, hold on now. He's a pantheist too, so he's looking for an easy answer.
But that's a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
Well, but he said it himself. He's like, basically, if you just become a pantheist, then you don't have to worry about all this stuff. But that's just not the motivation I have in this.
Oh no, So he don't give a shit, I guess then.
Well, because he knows nobody's going to ever know. We don't know. So rather than being nihilistic about it.
But this is the sort of thing we will know. One day, it might take 1 year or 1,000, but it's going to get to a point where we're like, remember that time back when people thought the human civilization was only 9 years old, but it ended up, you know, being cyclic and it's been around for 150,000 years.
I think it's a very American thing as well, because you look down on... If Brojo said he was an atheist, you know, people would look down on him.
Look down on him.
So
what?
He doesn't believe in a God, but he has to believe in a God.
Why would you think that would matter to Brojo of all people, of Christians looking down on him?
I just get the feeling that he has to believe, he has to call something God. He can't say that he's an atheist.
I don't think that's true. I don't think he has to. He's not even directly calling anything a god. I mean, it's pantheism, but he's just saying you're a god.
Maybe it's our bias.
If you call yourself a pantheist, it has theist in the name. So you automatically disqualifying you from being an atheist.
Well, if religion is meant to give man peace in his ideas and stuff like that, and this gives Brojo peace to say, you know, the universe, and I don't have to think about it, and it's all good. Whatever, man. I don't think it matters what we think about it. I think we're like livestock.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I'm just saying that he used to be. I know he used to be a Christian, and I think it's a large leap from being a Christian to being an atheist. And I think he's kind of in the middle kind of step. He'll be a pantheist for a bit, and then he'll realize that he's an atheist.
Not everybody that loses belief in the Christian God automatically makes the polar switch to there is
that's
God.
what I mean.
Some people are careful and start to back off easy and check and see what they've taken for granted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is possibly happening. Yeah. He's
but that doesn't make it a halfway point between theism and atheism.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but I think he has a need to not class himself as an atheist, even though in my opinion,
here's a thought for you, Wild.
That cuts both ways.
Now, I held the exact same opinion until you just stated it, and now I'm second guessing my position because the fact we both thought that, right?
Yeah.
Says to me, maybe when he's saying that's not the case, as in Brojo himself, and we're like, well, yeah, it is. Doesn't something smell wrong when we're both like automatically decided?
Yeah.
You look at the way that
himself, I suppose.
Look at the way that atheists treat agnostics. You're not really agnostic. You're an atheist because you won't name a god.
Oh,
it's the same sort of. You got to be on one side or the other. When there's, if there's a spectrum in anything, it's not genders. It's belief in a deity.
Yeah, that's right. I suppose we should take him at his word. But it's just my opinion.
Could show up at any time and make us all look stupid.
Yeah, I could be completely wrong about it. It's just my opinion of what's going on, but I could be completely wrong.
I just don't think that Brojo is one of those people who. I think he's just not going to rush to one decision or another. What he does feel confident in is that what he thinks about Christianity is not right, so he can't do it in good faith.
Yeah.
Good trust, good. Whatever the word you want to use is, he can't.
In good faith,
do it intellectually and be intellectually honest. Yeah. But again, I think a lot of that has to do with the preconceived traditions of the Omni God and trying to put that, because atheists do it as much as Christians do. They will identify the Omni God, and if you try to propose a less than that, they're like, "Well, you're not a real theist. Or you're not. That's not the God I'm talking about."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, that does happen a lot. Yeah, it's not really fair either.
And that was one of those realizations I had, Wild, that I automatically want to argue a triune God, and I kept having people turn around and go, excuse me, I'm not putting forward a triune God, or I'm not putting forward a creator God.
Yeah.
You were really patient with P-Town. And really more than normal. Like you were really, even until he started calling everybody dumbass over and over. And that's when I saw old Sammy go, I'll come to your house and fuck you up. But prior to that, you were being really explain it. Tell me what you mean.
Well, he was kind of my first attempt at my new personality. So I give it a good hard fucking red go. And then he turned to fucking ad homs and I lost it. I was like, you dishonest piece of shit. I wasted all that on you.
There's only so far you can be pushed. And then
But that's because it got personal to you, because it sounded like ironic over and over again. Dumbass. Yeah. That's what it sounded like to me. And I was like, it's not ironic. Don't lose it on him. But I did say some harsh shit, especially when I spoke about his marriage. But I mean, that was only because he kept fucking with me.
Yep.
I went back and checked, and he kind of started it with me. I just questioned what he was doing about waiting on his wife to tell him when to be a man.
Yeah.
He didn't like that. So the rest of the times I was just responding to him. I ain't go looking for that shit. But that's when you brought the softness. You were like, but wait, let's talk about it, Pete Down. Convince us of the Trinity. That was really good. That, and when you took the time you took the time and the heat off the whole conversation to say, look around you, dude. Most of the people here, there are actually more Christians in this hang than there is any other denomination.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of like, oh, and he actually conceded to you. He's like, oh, well, I stand corrected.
Yeah.
So when that was progress.
Yeah.
You took away his victim card.
Yeah, you can't play the persecution.
Actually, better than that, you didn't take it away. You made him hand it over to you.
Yeah.
And that was smooth.
Exactly. And I just had to put my hand out.
and then when you took like 2 minutes to be polite and it's like, look, man, the way it seems to me is that you want to do it in private because you don't have the confidence to do it. And you were like, it looked to me like you were kind of fighting back a smile while you were saying it.
I was trying to figure out how the fuck do I say this, because I'm literally telling this dude he can't back his shit up. But I don't want to just say, dude, you're just scared. So I was trying to figure out how the fuck do I say this.
It was perfect though. Like he didn't know where to go with that because it was too polite for him. He didn't call you a dumbass. He was just like, well, no, it's not that. But like it was this soft sort of push away. Like, no, it's not that. But like, yeah, no, I don't want you to feel that way. But he couldn't really go back and say you're wrong. He would say that you're wrong, but he couldn't explain another reason. It was just that he wants to talk to me privately.
Exactly. And what he helped me realize too is, and this also tells me he's not a bad guy either, was that like with the hair thing, all I did was be like, and then I was sort of like,
well, do it
again. Second time, I just put my head down.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and he started apologizing and like backtracking, and he felt bad. I ended up guilt tripping him. I didn't mean to, but that made me realize at least he's got a heart, because he noticed what asshole thing he did.
Yeah, and then he called you an asshole.
And then he did it again. But then he apologized for that as well, or said, I'm an asshole too. Which
I think he spends a lot of time.
He was acknowledging, he was doing the Christian thing, reacting, knee-jerk reaction. Words come out before he thinks. Then he hears how horrid it sounds and has to reel it back.
That's what I was going to say. I think that he spends a lot of time rethinking of things he said that got away from him. And also, I think that he's under the impression that he's been in this community like longer than a lot of us.
Yeah.
Because he kept saying things like, "Well, if you knew who I was, and if you know what I was talking about persecution and dealing with atheists." And I was like, "Bro, who are you talking to? Like everybody in this room."
Do you mean if I was in all those conversations you've had with Jill? Because that's about it. I don't know whose channel he's going on.
Well, no, I saw him. He was on Rages.
Recently is the first time I've ever seen him on Brojo's, I think.
That one I sent you after Rage gets done talking about Serve and all for a few minutes, P-Town comes in there, and I think that's kind of what he's talking about, like dealing with a group of atheists that are, making him look pretty stupid. Because they did. I mean, it was pretty savage. But he hangs in there and he tries to be friendly. I mean, he's, like you said, he's a good guy. He's not, he's likable. He just thinks that he's got that condescension, like he's going to teach everybody something.
He's got that Christian arrogance.
Ooh, that gets under my skin.
Yeah, I know. He's got that specialist arrogance.
He's a specialist.
I've got to stop calling him Christian.
Pixie called him out on it too, though. Pixie called him out multiple times, and he didn't really address it when she did it about the condescension. Like that's one of the reasons that I brought it up is because she was saying that you're being condescending the first time I met you, and he's like, I don't know why you say that, and she's like, well, it wasn't like personal. It's just that offhand kind of condescension that Christian or that theists tend to have. And he was like, well, I don't really know what you're talking about. And that's why I was like, oh, okay, P-Town, let me ask you some questions about how you know what you think you know. Because I was like, let's take away his security and then see if he still feels like he can, like that condescension. It feels natural after that. But I didn't have to do shit. You guys kind of did most of the work. I started off and you guys just rolled him around forever.
I Was it? Yeah, I was really in the mood that night.
Yeah, Mr. Lizard, Dr. Dino Kent Ovend is on Crazy Channel at 12 o'clock tonight in about 4 hours. 19, 20.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Sorry, you can carry on if you want. Yeah.
No, do you want to talk about Dr. Dino?
Yeah, he's on Crazy Channel doing the question and answers. He has had his YouTube channel deleted. I think he was talking about homosexuals or something, which I think is kind of classed as hate speech.
No, that's not hate speech. That's nonsense.
No, not just talking about them.
Oh, not talking about them. No, I mean saying they should be stoned to death.
Okay, now that's
saying people should be put to death is definitely against the terms of service.
Right, that's threatening. Yeah, you're threatening to do harm to someone or encouraging harm. You know?
Yeah, like inciting a riot.
Yeah, exactly. You're because that's what he's saying. He's like, you should, which is a moral kind of like weight that you're putting on someone. You should stone homosexuals. Okay, well now you're calling for violence on a group of people. That's not So if he did that, then fuck him. If he didn't do that, then fuck whoever censored him. But it really doesn't matter because he hasn't been relevant in 10 years.
Yeah. But he's on Crazy Channel, so I'm sure he'll be able to explain it. I'm not a fan.
But explain what?
The other thing he did was employ a paedophile who'd been convicted twice of being a paedophile, and he said, "Yeah, but he's come over to God, so he can't have done it." And then continued to employ him at his dino part, which
that's how salvation works. After you get saved, all the kids you raped, disappears. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a bad decision,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did you pray on that one, Kent, before you made that decision?
And as we were saying before, he actually, when there was a boy who drowned in his theme park, he actually went to the hospital.
He went to the funeral. Still alive in the hospital, was he?
Yeah, he went to the hospital. No, he could have gone to the funeral as well, but he definitely went to the hospital and handed out flyers for his theme park, while the boy who had drowned in his theme park was dying in hospital, in the same hospital.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
bad timing.
He's a piece of shit, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, you say that like it was an accident, though, Will. I think you're giving him too much credit.
I just said I didn't think it was an accident. I said it was a bad decision.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, are you saying it wasn't a bad decision?
No, I thought you might have been.
No, I'm just saying he's probably simple. Like in his mind, he's like, "This is a good idea. I'll make everyone happy. I'll hand out brochures, get some business, and also really look good when I'm standing next to this kid."
I forgot about this. He actually invited the parents of the child who died back on the anniversary of the child's death and give them a free pass.
Ride on the ride that killed him?
Yeah, basically, yeah. They gave him a free pass for the weekend, I think. That
that doesn't sound evil. That just sounds oblivious. That just sounds like you have no fucking idea. Because you wouldn't do that if you really wanted your theme park to take off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to not know how bad that looks.
Yeah, it's bad business and it's bad, ethically and morally. Yeah.
It does suggest that money is primarily on his mind.
Yeah, this is the guy who spent like 20 years in prison for tax evasion.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. That doesn't even... whatever. That's not evil at all. What I'm talking about is he's definitely got no business sense or understanding of how these things look, because if he's handing out flyers, he wants attendance. If he had any understanding of how normal people would perceive the things, the timing and what he's doing, then he wouldn't do it, right? but I think he's oblivious because he's fucking up his business permanently.
He sabooed his wife through a coffee table. You know the
nice.
Oh yeah,
he
slammed or whatever. What do you call it in wrestling?
Tell me that's bad.
Sambo.
Yeah,
Sambo slammed him.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds bad, but then again, there's a few bitches I'd like to slam through a coffee table.
But this is. I don't know about you, but I'm not related to a banana.
Yeah.
No one thinks.
No, that's the Australian one, the New Zealand one, the banana.
Oh, Ray Comfort.
That was my. Ray Comfort goes on about banana, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it when he talks about banana. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm no fan of Kent Hovind. I was when I was like a fundy, but I'm not going to assume evil before stupidity.
Yeah, okay.
I will say that his motives are money based. That seems to be evident, and so greedy. I'll give you that all day long.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's just like you know what would be really horrific if I've invited the parents back and had pictures of their dead kid and was like, look at that shit. Yeah. What a ride.
So is what I'm doing, because I'm not thinking he's thinking that, but I'm still seeing exactly what you're seeing, but seeing it, the whole of it, as I guess you could use the word evil, but I think that has religious connotations, so I just say a really shit person. Whether he's dumb or not, like, I don't know. Am I supposed to?
I think it's
don't make excuses. No, don't make excuses like that. If he's a dumb fuck, if he's evil, whatever, no matter what, he's making really bad decisions. And if he actually encouraged people to stone other humans to death, like our friend Geo Sam did the other night, then goddamn, get him off the fucking. I mean, yes, ban him if he's promoting killing people. That's stupid. That's evil. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's
definitely not good.
It's the amount of different things he's done that are all
over
a long period of time.
Well, it adds up to make him a very unclean person.
Yeah.
In my
whether it was like Will says, whether it was stupidity or actually being evil.
See, Mr. Lizard
I'm sort of
doesn't
stuck
agree.
there. I'm sort of stuck there because I can't throw stones since I'm guilty of probably worse.
Yeah.
Well, worse than going to a hospital with a dying kid that you've helped kill and handing out flyers to your theme park.
That's my business.
I can't believe that.
Mr. Lizard says, not dumb, he's a textbook narcissist.
Yeah, that sounds true. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
because when he should be worried about the kid that just died on his dodgy fucking ride, is in
he's
hospital
more interested
dying. He's worried about how I need more money.
Drumming up interest in his theme park that's just killed a child.
Which
he's protecting his
that
shareholders.
Evil, or is he just a shit person?
Yeah. To be concerned about losing your business is natural, but to go that far, to have low standards enough,
where the kids that you killed,
that's where I was going. I said that like it's natural to be concerned about losing your business, but to put it ahead of like the actual victim of your park, that's backwards. Morally, that seems backwards.
Yeah,
like it's natural to say, "Oh God, I'm going to lose everything." The shareholders are going to be mad, but when do you stop? When do you forget that there was a kid, like a family that's now fucked up forever, and a kid that's dying because of your park? Like it's just his priorities are fucked up. So whether he's a narcissist or not, he's definitely a greedy bitch.
Yeah. It's like one day, dude. You just had to wait one day. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep thinking it was the funeral. I'm sure it wasn't long. He would have had to wait for the kid to be out of hospital or whatever.
Right. There was never a good time to run to the hospital and start handing out those fucking flyers. Like after somebody's already been hurt and they've been treated at that hospital, even 2 weeks later, if you're in there fucking handing out.
And actually, you know what? I am actually leaning towards the dumb thing because who hands out brochures to the park that just killed someone that soon after the park just killed someone?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that kid over there. Ignore him. Take these.
Yeah. That tends towards the stupidity part, yeah. Yeah. It's it like Will said, it's not good business. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think he had shareholders. I think he fleeced a few women. I know that. Got him to buy.
Oh, did he give him that dino dick?
His name.
Yeah.
I don't know what he had
in those shirts.
Put that old Stegosaurus head up in her.
Yeah.
He's got the gift of the gab. I think he said the family was excited about going back to jail.
Did you say the gift of the gab or the gift of the gag?
I think gag. Yeah. That'll make more sense.
I'll tell you who's not talking shit about him, that fucking kid that died.
Oh. Oh.
Another satisfied customer.
Do you reckon that he gave the parents a refund, or he probably just gave them another free ticket?
A free ticket.
Sorry, we don't do refunds.
Yeah. A
couple of fucking corn dogs. Yeah. Some dino dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, just to get a picture with them and say everything's okay, the parents are here. They're fine. It wasn't my fault. Yeah. The minimum he would have had to pay out to get him out of shit is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. At least the minimum at yeah. He's pretty greedy.
Yeah.
Well, he'll always be cunt Hoven to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to be homeless Hoven if this goes really poorly.
I hope so.
Yeah.
They don't have to help build anything on the next visit.
Didn't his wife like fuck around on him while he was in prison?
I hope so.
I'm almost positive as soon as he got out, like she left him, already had some shit lined up, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure he said he spent 99 months. 99 months is a long time, isn't it? Is that like 10 years or something?
He didn't spend 99 months, I don't think. So.
Yeah, he
was locked up that long?
Yeah, 99 months, he said. He's been in prison for. I don't know because Praise played a video and he was talking to someone and he was still in prison. And he said, I've been in prison for 99 months. 12, 14, 6. No, 12, 24.
Oh my God, I was typing in nothing.
36, 48, 60.
What are you counting?
72, 84,
46,
96, 8 years. Yeah, nearly 9 years of this.
Was he in there that long? Because I thought it was only like 5 that he actually served.
Yeah, it must have been, yeah. I think he probably got like 20, or got like half off. I think he spent about 10 years in. Yeah. Largely due to him fucking up again, just being stupid. When he went to court, he didn't plead guilty for a start. He pled not guilty.
not to income tax.
Yeah.
Which I still think that was bullshit that he got locked up for that.
Yeah.
On January 19th, 2007, he was sentenced to 10 years. Wikipedia's quoted him here. If it's just money the IRS wants, then there are thousands of people out there who will help to pay the money they want so I can go back out there and preach.
Not really the point when you're committing tax fraud, but fine.
So that was January 19, 2007. In June 29, 2007, Joe Hovind was sentenced to 1 year of imprisonment and fined $8,000 for 45 checks, just under 10 grand. So she was doing dodgy shit too.
Yeah, I think what it was they were getting just under the legal amount you're allowed to get out, but they did it over such a long period of time that it classes as kind of dishonesty, and you're trying to play the system. You're getting just under the amount you're allowed, and it's not like fraud. It's like, you know, playing the system kind of thing.
Hovind appealed the amount in the such and such tax court, ruling on personal income taxes to the United States. A 3-judge panel denied the appeal, finding Hovind had failed to raise the issue at the appropriate time. He filed lots of more motions. Everything was denied. In July 2015, he was released to in-home confinement for roughly 1 month. So 2007 in January to July 2015. 8.5 years. There you go.
Yeah.
Fuck, that is a decent stint just for tax shit.
Yeah.
No wonder he hates the IRS so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not wrong to hate people that steal money from you. That's just.
Oh yeah, no, I hate the IRS too.
No, but would you not agree that if you live in a country and you know the rules and you intentionally break those rules, you deserve to?
If you believe that those rules are unethical.
Yeah, even if you believe that there should be rules, but
no,
yeah,
I'm sorry. If they're unethical, I'm not going to comply, no matter what they say.
Yeah, but you know the rules before you break them, and you break them anyway.
So are you like Wildheart's saying? I guess get out of the country, go to a country that doesn't have tax, for example.
Nah, my people were here first. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. See the problem, Wildheart?
Yeah, my people were here before they had their rules, so I'm not really interested in what they've done since.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like Ken Hovind did, because not anything to do with tax or anything, but he was intentionally playing the system to get benefits that he wasn't entitled to. So it's not like
keeping his money.
Sorry?
I said, do you mean like entitled to keep his own money, his earnings?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Mr. Liz inside chat. He clearly knows.
So he wasn't entitled to keep his own money.
No, but he was getting out just under the amount, like every month.
Like, so he didn't let him. So there was some of his money that he didn't let them steal, that they thought they should have been able to steal.
But that's a point of view, isn't it? If you think that still paying your taxes is theft.
No, because it's not paying. It's not like you have a. Hold on. You don't have a choice. It's a ultimatum. It's like you give us the money that comes from your earnings, or we're going to put you in a cage.
Yeah, that's how tax works.
Right. So it's not paying. It's extortion.
It's not extortion. It's paying what you have to pay to live in that society. That
okay. If I want your money and you don't want to give it to me and I take it anyway, is that not theft?
Well,
unless the government does it.
Oh, special pleading for the godly government.
For the government.
No, but you could say that about going into a shop. Well, it's a law that you have to buy things, but I don't agree with the law. I'm going to take this product that I've not paid for and walk out the shop.
Now,
well,
according to Will's law, that shop should be able to pull a gun out and shoot you to defend their shop.
Not shoot
something along those lines.
Yeah, I took it to the extreme, but
yeah, but you know what you're doing is wrong in that society you live in. You know the rules of that society you live in.
Wait. You're saying stealing is wrong. That's what you're saying. You're saying stealing is wrong.
Yeah, stealing is wrong, isn't it?
So when the government does it, it's okay, though. So that's special pleading for the government.
No, I'm saying you live in a society. You know the rules of that society. If you choose to continue to live in that society, you have to live by the rules.
So Will's only option is to leave the country that he was born in without his choice.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the choice I'm making. The choice is I'd rather just be an outlaw.
We'll know he's made it, hubby, when he answers that question differently. I'll ask you again in a couple months.
Yeah, he's kind of got this government is a god thing.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
Yeah, the God thing is a good analogy. If God created the universe and he made the Ten Commandments, should you follow the Ten Commandments because God owns the universe? Either follow the Ten Commandments or get out of the universe. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I mean, that's up to him.
But that's
I can
a
be an
good
outlaw to
analogy,
God,
though.
too.
Because
I can be an outlaw to God, too.
But he will punish you. He will track you down and try to get justice.
Yeah, see, that's fucked. That would be fucking God.
But he's not asking for my money. Preachers are.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. God created the universe. He created laws for that universe or rules for that universe. The Ten Commandments.
If God gave me some way, right, to leave it and somewhere to go, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now this.
Okay, but look, none of those laws rob me of anything.
Will gets born in a country, right, and works his guts to the bone best he can, but he can barely feed his kids, right? He has 2 jobs. He has no free time. So he's studying to try and get a better job, doing everything he can do. But he has to get out of the country because he has to hand over the money that he earns from his job, not profit that he makes as a company, or anything. His income. He goes and trades something. I'll give you this much labor for this much money. Oh, Mr. Government wants any of it. What the fuck did you do in that transaction that you deserve any of my money?
There is another alternative. There is another alternative. It's to have no fire departments, no police.
See,
no
now,
hospitals.
I knew you were going to say
wait,
so
let me have a go.
I have an answer to that, but...
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so who pays for that if you don't have taxes?
So instead of Will,
you can't use the hospital and then say that I'm not going to pay taxes.
Absolutely, I can. So I can say if I start a company, right? And I'm utilizing government services and stuff, that company should pay a tax on the profit, right?
Yeah.
But me, Sam Reckwell, who works for the company and makes $500 a week, that's literally done a trade, something for something. I've got no profit. I've not gained anything. I had to give my labor, right?
Then don't use the hospital. If you're not willing to pay for it, then don't use the hospital.
Okay, wait. Let me try something.
Into its laws that you have no rights about your income. They'll take it. The issue in America is it's so grey. Their constitution and stuff says that the government can't take your earnings. It can only tax profit. But then the IRS has come along and decided, we're going to decide that you need to pay this tax. It's unconstitutional. Forget how you think about tax and laws and pay for the fire and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That's not America. America's the whole point was you cannot take our earnings. And then
let me try something with you
and takes their earnings. So
if I may.
Theft. Yeah. Right, from that perspective.
So Wildheart, let's say that right now your government takes 20% of your earnings, and let's say that you had earnings, okay? Yeah. Then over
18%, yeah.
So then Parliament or whoever gets together, whoever it would be, and they decide that 89% sounds better, but they don't give you anything. They don't promise you anything for it. They just tell you that 89% of your income is what they're looking for. They'll give you the rest, but they need 89%.
And like
is that enough? Is that
you're not allowed to complain, Wildheart. If you don't like it, get out of the country.
Well, I'm just saying, is that enough for you to disagree?
But the country would vote, and they will vote them out of office, and they get the other party in, and they won't.
But let's say the other party was in agreement with that.
What if the two parties got together and said, we'll both run that policy?
89% was the agreed upon between both of them. Now you've got nowhere to vote, nowhere to go, and nothing, that you can expect to get for the money they take. Is that enough for you to go, fuck it, I'm not, just tell me at what percentage you go, fuck it, I'm not paying that.
Yeah, I get 100%.
What if they took all your money?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but at that point, it's not a democracy anymore, is it? You're living in
not a democracy now.
So for you, the point that it's not a democracy is 99% or whatever you said. For Will, it's any of my money.
Yeah, but they take that money so they can pay for the hospitals and the services that you use. You can't say I'm not paying any taxes and then want to use the services that you're not paying for. That's not fair either.
I don't go to the hospital very often. That has to submit to a government's laws, I should be able to expect that government to then provide for me, shouldn't I?
Hold on. It's not about the... Okay, wait, Wildheart. Wildheart, I have no problem. Hold on. I have no problem with paying for some things, especially if it's voluntary. If I see something that is a good idea, I'll throw money at it. But if you ask me if I'm willing to spend the next 30 years of my life paying off a debt that was created by us sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, no, I didn't vote on that. Nobody voted on that. They just decided they were going to jack up, our finances by sending all of our gains overseas.
But that's how democracy works. You voted for the government that voted for that.
I did not vote for that. Yeah, but it wasn't me, and so I'm not going to allow them to commit me to it.
The American people as a whole voted for the government that you got.
No, we don't have. No, that's very much in debate whether we voted for it. I don't know. Well, you don't follow American politics, but anyway. Yeah. So here's the thing. Even if they had all voted for it, I fucking didn't. They're voting for my money, my property to go elsewhere. They're saying we're going to spend all this money and then you're going to work and pay us. But that I get no benefit.
All I'm saying is, if you don't want to pay, that's fine. But then don't say I'm not paying towards it. But I want all the benefits of having a hospital and a fire department.
You're talking about different things. No, I'm saying I'm fine with some things. It's not a blank check. It's not a blank check for everything they want.
That's what the taxes go towards. You can't say I'm not paying any taxes and then claim that you
okay, Wildheart. What part of American policy was written that said that we're going to send $60 billion to Ukraine? They're not even in NATO. We did not vote for that.
I'm arguing for the alternative. So you're saying what you want in an ideal world, according to you, is to not pay any taxes, but you still want all the benefits of having a hospital and a fire department and police.
No, I want them to be private.
Benefits without any of the payments.
Yeah, I want them to be privately owned. I want them to be privately owned. I pay for the service that I use, not everyone else's.
I'm actually surprised that you're finding it hard. I know why. It's because it's how it is and how the system is. But so you would prefer that rather than corporations, right, and things that make profit aren't an individual's livelihood and means of survival, you would rather that the individual pay for roads and hospitals and things.
No, I'm not saying they should pay for it.
No, this is part of the argument, right? This is how it is. Does that mean it's right?
Can't expect that. But no, I'm not saying you should pay for it.
Yes, I can.
I'm saying if you choose not to pay for it.
Give me one reason why not. Other than
I'm saying if you don't pay for something, you can't expect the benefits of.
Why?
Because that's the rules.
But do you not get the unemployment benefit?
That is just like walking into a shop and saying, "I don't want to pay."
Do you get the unemployment?
I see what you're saying, Sammy.
I want the product that you're providing, but I don't want to pay for it, so I'm just going to walk out.
Do you pay? Okay, how much do you pay for? How much do you get from taxpayers that don't receive any benefit from your life?
Some money. It's in dispute at the moment.
So it could be a conflict of interest that you might be protecting your own way of income, even though it's gained off theft from others.
I'm just saying you can't expect something for nothing. You want to pay nothing.
It's a Robin Hood. You have a you look at no, baby. You're looking at the government like it's Robin Hood.
Right. So who is going to pay for it?
You should pay for your own shit.
In your country, so no one pays any taxes. In your ideal country, no one pays any taxes. Who pays for the hospitals? Who pays for the doctors?
Listen. Did you hear? Hold on. Okay, you're saying things that I didn't say. I said. Okay, first off,
governments don't make money. The only way
now the argument's over because now you're lying or too angry to accept that's wrong. Government
what I said,
lots of money.
The only way they make revenue is through taxes.
Resources.
Okay. All right, guys.
You know how much gold and oil your country has? How much oil his country has? You're arguing bullshit.
We're selling them to other countries that have governments. Where did that government get the money that they're paying us for our resources?
By selling their shit.
They get them through taxes.
And I agree with Wildheart.
If no one pays any taxes, then you do not have any services.
At this point, you're just yelling at us and not listening.
Yeah, because I didn't say anything about. It has to be funded, sure, but a good idea doesn't require force to get people to give money to it. A bad idea requires force.
Right, so you're saying it should just be down to charity?
It's like this.
The individual, yes.
Hold on. You separate the things that you say, okay, you mentioned roads and hospitals. I have no problem with giving money to roads and hospitals. I have a problem with giving money to Ukraine and to pay for people's transgender surgeries and shit like that. So if you break them into individuals, I'll donate money, generously to things I believe in. I will never, ever comply with taxes for shit that I don't believe in. So I will object to that.
A lot of people won't. Or just let's try it under your system. See how little you make.
But see how he's agreeing with you. That's what I mean. You're arguing something he's not even saying. I'm saying let's try your system. Yeah, all right. Try your system. Let me take it through then, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't. Your argument was if you want to use shit, you pay for it. His answer is no worries. So what are you arguing, Wild? See, you don't know. You're arguing for the sake of it. He is saying,
if you give me more than 2 seconds. No, Sammy, you're talking over everyone.
No, of course I am.
What I'm saying, I forget what I'm saying now. I don't know. What was the point?
If you want a service, you pay for it. That was the statement we both agreed on.
Right, then you end up with America where you pay $500 for an ambulance. Some people can't afford $500
for an
ambulance.
No. That's
so
because
they
of government.
On the side of the road dying.
No, you're not. You don't understand capitalism. That's not why. Government subsidizing these things is why it costs so much. Because everyone feels like someone else is paying the bills, so the hospital and the services charge whatever they fucking want. That's why they can jack up the prices. There's no competition.
If you charge $500 for an ambulance, and if you can't pay it, you don't get to hospital, you will have a lot of people dying on the side of the roads.
Okay,
because they
so here's how it works. Hold on. I know something about this. Okay, go
ahead. Just before, so I don't forget it. So Will agreed, if I want something, I should pay for it, right? So at this point, we're on the same page. You're going one step further, and you're saying, but you should also have to pay for things you don't want.
Not don't want. It's
or use.
Will is saying you should pay for it as you need it, and I'm saying that some people can't afford it.
Need it.
If I have no money and I need to pay £500 for an ambulance to get me to hospital, and I don't have £500, I'm gonna fucking die.
That's when the government comes in and gives benefits.
Okay, but even without that, hold on.
They're getting the money from
resources.
Okay, or donations. Okay, wait. You're still
resources.
You're
still talking about government subsidy,
and that government gets their money from taxes.
Would you like me to show you how much your country gets from resources?
Well, can I just say real quick?
Australia,
who's buying those resources?
Please.
It's other governments, and those other governments.
Okay,
those other governments
selling their resources.
Can I get a sentence out, please?
You've said it 10 times. You're not listening to the answer.
The government that buys our resources is getting the money from taxes.
Nope.
You can't just abolish all taxes.
From resources.
It won't work. It's not. But the government who buy. If Afghanistan buys a resource from England, the Afghan government is getting their money for taxes to pay for the resources that they give to the English government.
America because
we need taxes at some point.
Government is too fucked up to look after its people. Your logic has just gone so far out the window now, dude. What is going on?
I'd like to respond if I could.
Please.
Yeah. Sorry.
Being a first responder, I kind of know how it works with ambulances and stuff. And there are county ambulances and services, but they can't always, even with taxpayer funding, handle the workload. So you have private ambulances and services that do cost a little more, but only because they're competing against the taxpayer-funded ambulances. If you took the taxpayer funding down with those, then what you'd have is the expensive private ones have to lower again their prices to compete, but there's more able to serve. There's more need for it, so you'd have more ambulances running at a lower rate doing the same job, competing with each other to have the lowest prices and the best service. But you don't have that when all of the money is taken and given to one government unit. You see what I'm saying? Just the county. It puts all the private people, the other people that the government could happily tax, these private businesses, but instead they've eliminated their ability to even compete. Okay, that's the problem. They can still tax and make money.
Can I make a proposition and tell me what you think of this idea? How would you feel about then if everyone's had to pay an income tax, right? Just to make you happy, so you'll do the argument. But it's only, for someone like Will, it's 1%, right? Someone like Bill Gates, he gets maybe jacked up to 10 or 15%, but not 20 or 30 just because he's rich, but a little bit more than the poor person. Would you be happy with that sort of fair scale where you don't earn much, you don't pay much, you earn lots, you pay a bit more?
Yeah, that is the system in the UK. We have tax bans.
So, but would you be happy, right,
Sorry, I was trying to answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to answer your question. That's how it works. If you earn 18,000, you pay a certain amount of tax. If you earn 50,000, you pay a higher rate of tax. That's how it works at the moment.
And so that it was easier on the bottom end, would you be agreeable that like the poorest people would only pay 1%, say, and like I said, rich people pay 10 or 15?
Yeah,
so that means that you essentially agree with everything that Will's arguing, except on a principle, you should pay if you're going to use it, even if it's 1%. But if you're happy with 1%, why would you not be happy with 0%?
No, it's. I don't know the percentages. I'm not an economist.
But it shouldn't matter. That's the point.
I don't know. Well, it does, because you need to get a certain amount of money in to pay for the services that the taxes pay for. Okay. So it does matter.
Okay, all right. Now that's a good point.
If a country could, right? I'm not going to say that they do, because I know you're going to yell at me. But if a country say, now, if you want to have an argument for the globe, we can do that, but that's a different argument. So I don't give a fuck if Afghan can't afford to eat, because I don't live there, and that's not my government fucking me over. I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
But in my country, I can actually do something about it. But if it was possible for my country to sell resources, tax corporations only on profit, so after costs and things are covered, a percentage of profit could be taxed, right? Because there are companies in Australia, and we're a shitty little country with not much money, and I know how much money corporations make in Australia, more than our government gets, billions upon billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Tax them a little bit rather than letting them send all that money to other countries or to private bank accounts and whatnot.
An agreeable
and
amount,
there is more money there to cover all of our taxes. We could all be tax-free and be covered just on taxing big corporations without even taking into account resources. And how a country buys those resources shouldn't be.
But Wildheart made a good point, Sammy. He said, what if there's not enough money to pay for all the services?
For who?
At the percentage rates that you're talking about, let's just say that with all of the current programs, and of course everybody's sending money over to Ukraine, that there's not enough doing it your way.
Then that means your government is fucking up and shouldn't be spending $60 billion to Ukraine.
Too many programs.
Unless you went, hey, government, give this money to Ukraine. And that's the point Will's making. Let us say, I want to put my tax to schools, hospitals, roads, this. And he then decides, I want to get in on this thing. Well, too bad. You didn't pay taxes for that. Wait till next year.
Yeah, but that's kind of what you do when you vote for a government. You
you're paying more.
No, you can't.
You're paying for whatever the government decides, not just the things you need.
What I'm saying is, once you vote in a government, you can't micromanage everything they choose to spend their money on. You vote in a government.
You should. Now, why wouldn't you? That's your money they're spending.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but you can't, because then you will be the government. And everyone's going to disagree on what the money should
be the government.
You're right over the target here, Wildheart. Why is the government better than the
you've just got to pull the cord.
No, but I'm saying, so how would the people decide? Unless you went to vote every
we just told you they vote with their listen with what he just broke down for you. People would be paying for the things they believed in and not the things they don't believe in because they could choose. The more people that supported hospitals and roads, they would, and of course they would. Everybody uses them, so they would pay for that shit. Go ahead,
Dude.
Sammy. I see it.
Fuck yeah, right? You tell me, Wildheart, if you had to choose 5 things that you would think you may need to put your tax towards, would hospital be one of them? I can't think of a single human that wouldn't want to put some tax towards hospitals. Now, what that means is instead of the government, instead of the government sitting in a room of 12 people, whether they were elected or not, because they probably weren't elected by me, saying, all right, of all the taxes we've collected, we're going to say hospitals get this much. And but look at every country struggling, right? Now, if the people all decided to give their tax to the hospital and the government didn't get a say, the hospitals are going to be flooded with money.
What I'm saying is going to be...
Yeah. It's all right. I'll finish.
What I'm saying is, say I was making $10 billion a year and I chose to not spend any money on taxes. I didn't give a shit about anyone else. Yeah. You're saying that's fine?
Absolutely. You, Mr. Wildheart, should be free in this world to go and get rich.
Yeah. So what would stop everyone from doing that? No matter how much they earn,
need. Hold on. Yes.
Everyone
no, he's right.
Have that ability.
Wait. Need, necessity. That's what would stop them. Because when the roads fall apart and you can't get to your job, and the government says, well, we don't have the money for it, you're going to be like, well, I can spare some. Let's just get this traffic fucking moving. And need will dictate where you put your money.
So you have to wait until the hospital's closed, the school's closed.
No.
Then
to get everybody in would be impossible. But most people go ahead and they know what they use every day. They know when they're riding over the first potholes. They know when there's a problem. But they go to the government and go, we've given you money already. Why aren't you fixing it? Okay, because the government has...
Most people don't need hospitals on a daily basis. So they're not going to pay for them until they go to a hospital and find out what
Whoa, slow down. We all have relatives, have relatives and children and shit. We recognize that we
need hospitals regardless.
We all know that. You're not going to say that there's a human around that doesn't, unless they're retarded, that doesn't know that they get sick.
Yeah. But I'm saying if you choose whether you give money to hospitals or not, you could just say, I earn $10 billion a year, but I don't need a hospital. I'm fine.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get a hospital.
Then you'll end up with shit hospitals.
No, you'll have private doctors and stuff that you can go to and pay private doctor. And that way you're only paying for you.
And you're doubting.
So just privatize everything. And then you
not everything. Not everything. The taxes will still go to the
private. If it's private, the poor people won't be able to afford it.
That's right. That's right. They'll have to deal with what they've put money towards.
Yeah. So the poor people who can't afford to go to hospital
will go to the fucking state-of-the-art hospitals because of all the tax money that people give to hospitals. Because I can't think of a human that wouldn't choose hospitals as one of the things their tax go to. Even someone like me that hasn't been to the doctor in 5 years.
No, Sammy, you're picking 5 things that we have to give tax to. I'm saying under your system, no one has to give any tax whatsoever. You can't pick out the 5 most.
But they can't do anything either. They can't go to the hospital.
Exactly.
They can't use the roads.
That's what I'm saying.
No, they can. They can use the roads.
We're in agreement. That was your whole point. They can. If you want to use it, pay it. And we're saying no worries. And don't make me pay for shit I'm not using.
All right, so America is now doing. America has put something new on the table, and that is to get rid of the income tax and go to a sales tax of like 25%. Okay, so that eliminates any theft out of your paycheck, and you only pay taxes when you buy shit. That means even people who are not citizens, who've been hiding from paying taxes, will have to pay taxes like everyone else when they purchase something. Now nobody can cheat and hide. They can just choose to not buy as much.
Yeah.
Now, does that sound like a fair idea?
That sounds brilliant.
It does, yeah. You just pay, And I was going to say as well, I don't want to argue because I'm not an economist and I don't know what would work. I'm just saying we have a system at the moment. We have a system at the moment that seems to work, and I'm not sure that.
God! Then I don't know what system you're looking at.
You've waited like 9 hours for an ambulance before, homie.
Yeah, but there are hospitals and schools open, and I'm just saying. It's all well.
Okay, well, they just found out that most of I don't remember what state it is, but there's a state in the United States. They tested the averages in schools, and not a single student was up to grade level with their math. Not a single student met grade. So, but no, these are government schools. The government get what they want.
Yeah, American.
All right, they're paying for us to be dumb. So why would I continue to fund a school that's failing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it out.
I'm not against if your system works better, that's fine. Do your system. I just want whatever works best. If you can demonstrate that your system would work better,
do you like being robbed? It goes back to this. Do you like being robbed without having a say in it?
But I would prefer being robbed and having a system that works rather than not being robbed and having a system that doesn't work.
And would you rather be convinced you live in a system that works that's not working but you never looked at any other options, so you would never know whether that system was working?
Do trials.
That was sexy as hell, Sammy. I just got aroused.
For example, when was the last time you went to hospital? Emergency. When did you go into the ED last?
About 10
Do you remember?
weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, he was just at a government-funded prison.
Was that like, did you get taken in by an ambulance or something, or like were you walking off the street?
They actually paid for me a taxi.
And
yeah, the last time I went, they paid for me a taxi.
So I don't know what happens like in your case with the alcohol stuff and all that, but did you have to wait in the waiting room, or do you get taken straight through?
I think last time I got took straight through. I think if you arrive by ambulance, otherwise you have to wait in the waiting room, which can take hours. Yeah.
Hours.
I'm not saying it's perfect though. I'm not saying
you waited 9 hours on the ambulance.
But this is our point, right? That it's you're saying a system that works.
Yeah.
But basically your definition of work at this point is they're open. The fact that you go into the emergency, you're in an emergency department and sit there for half a day.
Again, I'm not arguing against your idea. It's just I need evidence that your way would be better. If your way results in better hospitals and better schools, then go with your way. I don't care.
Okay, but wait. I just gave you an idea with the sales tax that we're talking about, where nobody gets robbed, nobody gets stolen from.
Yeah, but you need to implement that and see if it works.
Okay, so we're trying. Your local member?
Yeah. Sorry.
Member.
Sure you will. You wouldn't know how to do it.
All right. Let's not get personal.
He's busy masturbating.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So think about this though. All right. Does it 25 or let's say 20 to 25% sales tax? Everybody's paying it, even people that don't want to. But it also means that the rich are not paying any more or less based on what they have. Does it bother you that the rich would still be only paying 25% like everybody else?
No, like I say, it's not about the money or how much I pay or how much anyone pays. I just want the best system.
No. You just said it wasn't fair that some people would be able, under some systems, to not pay anything and still be able to use the road. So you do think that it's wrong for someone not to pay.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone should pay something, but under your system of 25%, like sales tax, if that works better than the current system, then I'll go with that. That's fine.
I mean, you would have to imagine that rich people buy things on a more expensive scale. So 25% of the expensive shit that they buy would be more.
It would result in the rich paying more than poor people.
But not a lot. And only based on whether they were, like, how miserly they were.
Yeah, but also it is 100% their choice. Because just because they're rich doesn't mean they have to buy the rich shit. They could go and buy the cheap shit I have to buy too if they don't want to pay more tax. But see, no one's been forced into anything.
But if you're paying 25% sales tax, does that mean that you'll get to choose whether we send money to Ukraine or not?
No. This should make you happy. That hasn't been resolved in this.
So the government still gets to decide how all the money gets spent, and then you get to keep your shitty roads and your shitty hospitals.
But there's no theft.
How does that solve anything then?
Because no one's getting their income taxed. You now keep your whole pay.
It sounds like you're basing it on the principle that I don't want to pay tax, rather than looking at what is actually best.
If Walmart wants to go and give his money that he earned to the government, he can. But the government should not be able to come into Walmart's wallet and say, "Oh, dude, we need to fix the roads. I know you like."
Yeah, but shouldn't the
most stuck in an iron lung? You can't go anywhere.
Shouldn't the most important thing be the system that we get at the end of it? Not any principles about who pays what.
Yeah, but think for a second. Think about your situation, okay? Nothing would change. You would still be getting support by the taxes, okay? The only difference would be is that not only would you get that support, it wasn't stolen from anyone, and you would also be a taxpayer when you bought cigarettes, when you bought whatever. You would be paying taxes for like the first time.
So in this system, right, in the current one, some people are paying and some people don't, and those who don't pay get to benefit off the ones paying. That's this system that works. What William's saying is nobody's having their income taken, and every single person pays tax because everyone buys shit.
So
just on that alone isn't. There you go.
But there must be a reason why we're not doing that. If that makes so much sense,
because
and everyone knows
the status quo works for the status quo. And the
so try that out.
You doesn't give a shit enough.
Wait. It's because they can tax the rich higher, and they can change the rates and treat one group of people differently than others. They don't want it to be equal amongst the government because that's not how power works.
And the people with all the money who don't want to pay tax pay the politicians, pay the accountants to figure out how to not pay tax. That's the system you're advocating for, because it works.
I'm advocating for whichever system works best. I'm just questioning, if your system works so well and it would work so well, why aren't we doing that? If it was best,
because people are corrupt.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, but that's not my. I'm not arguing against that. If your system works best,
that's the answer to your question of why we're not doing that.
There's a lot of people who like the idea that there's ways for them not to have to pay anything and push it all on some group of rich.
The presidents of our countries, Wild Heart, and change our country's tax systems?
I thought that's what we were arguing about, yeah.
Yeah, but you just told us to go and do it.
You mean the president? We need to go be the president now?
No, I didn't mean, when I said why aren't we doing it, I meant why aren't governments doing it? I didn't mean we three.
The answer is because they're corrupt, and you just go, I don't care.
No, I didn't say I don't care. I'm saying I don't care about how it gets done. I just want the end result to be the best system that we can possibly have.
Yeah, but there's a path to get there. You have to be involved in that path. You can't just go, well, y'all work it out and make it good for me.
Yeah, however we get to that is fine. I'm saying
you did it again.
Whichever system works best, use that system. That's not controversial, I don't think.
The governments that we have now are resisting the change. They don't want to lose the ability to be able to allow certain people to not pay and to make others pay more. They don't want it to be equal and fair. That's not how power works. So there's part of our government, our legislative system is trying to push this idea of the sales tax, and there's a lot of resistance. And so we're waiting to hear real objections to. I mean, what possibly could be objected?
I don't find out. Yeah.
Say it, because that's what it comes down to. We've reached that point in your mind where your brain has gone, well, that's too hard.
No,
I'm too far off. We'd have to.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying if your system was better, then we should be doing your system. You're making an argument.
He did say that. He did say that.
Then I'll ask this question then, Mona. Are you going to go write a letter to your local member? Are you going to go and try and organize a rally?
I wrote a letter to his member while he was in prison.
No, seriously.
I wrote a couple of his
members. Are you going to do that? If you are aware that your government is doing something to the society you live in, that's
I would need evidence that your system is better.
That's not
it's more moral,
giving the society the best benefit, right? And there's a more moral way of doing it that doesn't affect how much taxes there is or anything. Do you think that that's something that the average person should give a shit about?
Yeah, they should give a shit. Yeah, vote for. Yeah, write a letter to anyone who can make that system. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Just give me a sec. Right. Yeah. The best system should be the one that we use. Whatever is the best system.
So, how do we go about getting our government?
Middle of a sentence.
Dude, I'm in Australia. I have about a 10-second lag. Forgive me.
All right, sorry. Right. I was saying, I forget what I was
saying.
Put
a link in the side chat real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gone. Carry on. Sorry.
It was bound to happen anyway. I saw you struggling.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't multitask.
Brojo's chomping at the bit to get in.
Oh, you do?
I can't put it in the description. I don't have access to my own YouTube channel. I'm not logged in.
But you have access to your member.
Yeah, you're just right.
Silver's still here, but I don't see the tattoo of.
Why am I not blue so I can help post links? No one's blue Bond.
Tattoo of nothing.
He doesn't have his password. He can't sign in.
Yeah, I can't log into YouTube. I can't make anyone mods at the moment. I'm working on it.
Okay, Sammy's Aquaman tattoo for his Grundle. That's what I'm asking about.
No, not happening.
All right, I'm just gonna keep asking you. I know you've been thinking about
topic?
it. We were talking about taxation and the push for the 25% sales tax here and getting rid of income tax, and then we were talking about Sammy's Grundle and an Aquaman tattoo. So you choose.
And Wild was worried that if we get rid of income tax, he'll lose his benefits.
Well, all that lose hospital and all that other stuff, but like everybody would, right?
Brojo, how do you feel about a system where, yes, everyone has to pay tax, but you get to actually choose from a list of things where you want your taxes to go to? But if, for example, which I don't know why anyone wouldn't, but if you didn't choose hospitals, that you couldn't use the public hospital system, you have to take care of yourself, private hospitals and whatnot. But if you put tax towards the hospitals, you get to use it.
That would make those hospitals privately funded by the nature of you denying service to those that don't pay.
If you use a consumption tax, you don't need a public hospital. You just tax the sales.
But then you can't direct where your tax money goes to what projects. That's the other,
right? So your tax is going to go to, well, like Will said, Ukraine. What if you don't want your tax to go to Ukraine? You don't get a say because your government's deciding when the people who are supposed to be the government And Will said, it'll be needs.
No different than it is now. You have to protest, or write your congressman, give him a call.
Your member.
I don't see how it's going to be any different.
But Sammy, under your system, you're saying that you still pay taxes the same way you do now, but you get to choose what your taxes go towards. I don't think that's what Will's arguing for. He's saying that you should choose to pay
that
charity.
Part of it.
Yeah.
I also think that your income should not be touched by any entity at all, be it government, private, whatever.
Well, here you go. If you do a straight sales tax, you're voting with your dollar. But you're going to consume, right, products and services of those companies and foods that reflect your values.
Yeah, but how do we stop our stuff from going to Ukraine? Is what I think that the limit is. Like they still have the ability to take the money we're giving them and do what they want with it under the sales tax. There's no way to direct
maybe the large part of the population wants to send bombs to Ukraine.
That's why it works, because, and I just know that if people got to decide where their taxes went, I can't think of any people that, for example, the example we used was hospitals. Everyone's going to tick hospitals, right? Hospitals are going to get so much more money than the fucking governments are giving them. I don't know of any country whose hospitals are in a good state. Every country you look at, the hospital system, the nursing system, everything's in crisis. But that's because the government's not. Why is the government not putting fucking hospitals and things?
But my question is, that system still relies on you paying your taxes. I'm saying, what if everyone just chooses? If you don't have to pay taxes, what stops people from just saying, right, I'm not paying any taxes? Then you'll have no money to give to you. You won't have 5 options of where your taxes go to if you're not paying any taxes. Well, everyone
but that means you can't do anything. You can't use the roads. So
that's your problem.
Well, that's fine, because then no one's on the roads. You don't need roads.
Right, so no one gets to work.
It's not going to work.
The economy doesn't make any money.
Everyone's going to go, fuck, I need roads, tick roads.
But you're ticking roads out of money that you're not creating because everyone's chosen not to pay any taxes. You can't tick roads.
You're missing what the point is. If you're not paying taxes, you're not ticking any boxes, but you're also not using anything.
What I'm saying is, what if everyone chooses not to pay any taxes? Then you'll have no money. So ticking.
Then no one's using anything.
No one's buying anything.
Exactly.
No one's
using taxes for if everyone's stuck at home not moving.
But no one's making any money either. So your total economy crashes.
That's why what you're saying doesn't happen. People don't go, oh shit, I'm not going to go to work anymore because of this new tax system where I have to choose where my money goes. Fuck no. Myself, I don't know, Will would be the same. If you did this,
some people actually like going to work.
For it.
Yeah, you're saying there's a new tax system where we get to choose where our money goes, but you can also choose not to pay any taxes. What if everyone chooses not to pay any taxes? Then ticking a box saying I wanted to go to work.
Then I imagine that if that happened, I imagine that the universe would also be turning inside out and pigs would be flying over. Because I don't think that is a possibility. If you want to go to the most extreme thing that would never ever happen for the sake of the thought experiment, literally, it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't need roads because no one's using the roads because they're not paying the taxes. You don't need hospitals because no one's using the hospitals. No one's.
And your country isn't making any money.
That's why no one's going to stop going to work.
Your country makes
You're going
to
go. So here you go, right? Don't pay.
So taxes. You have no roads. People can't get to
taxes,
work.
Right?
So your country isn't making any money.
Well, we'll break it down one question at a time, right? You don't pay taxes. Just you, Wildheart. Don't think about anyone else. How are you getting to work?
I'm not getting to work. I've chosen not to pay taxes. Under your system, I could choose not to pay taxes.
Now, you were trying to say
everyone could choose not to pay taxes. Therefore, there will be no law.
Wildheart, follow it through.
We can't.
Follow Sammy's through. He's trying to get you through it.
I'm saying if I choose not to pay any taxes and everyone else chooses not to pay taxes, which is an option under your system, then no one gets to work, no one makes any money, no one can pay taxes. Everyone is fucked.
They still have needs.
What I'm saying is that how do you eat?
Exactly. I can't.
So I know you may sit there and die. That's probably what you would do. I would go, fuck, I'm hungry. I'm going to get a job. Fuck, I need the roads. I'm going to pay road tax.
So in the transition period before,
so my choice is either I
middle of a sentence. I hadn't finished the sentence. I was in the middle of a sentence. I wasn't
finished my thought before you started. But go on.
But I was answering your question. Mm-hmm. So in the transition between the end of our system as we have it now, all the roads would have to go obsolete. Everything would have to break down, and then people would think,
no.
Taxes.
What?
Well,
no.
why not just carry on with
taxes? See, I don't know why you have this such polarized thinking, Wildheart. Why does the roads have to shut down and wait till people want to pay them, right? I'm telling you, just me. I'm one person, right? But if they said tomorrow taxes change, right? The roads nothing's going to happen. People are still driving on them, right? Yeah. I know I'm ticking that road box. You don't have to, right? So in your scenario of everyone won't do it does not exist. Just because I know I'm going to tick the box. And if I know I'm going to tick the fucking road box because I'm going to go to work because I want money, then I know
box
other people are going to do that.
Where are these boxes?
Roads, hospitals, schools, health, mental health. I could list.
Yeah, but all you're doing is choosing where your taxes go. I'm saying, what if no one pays any taxes? Then you tick in a box saying, I want 0% of $0 to go to
David, how is that going to happen? How's that going to happen?
Leaving it.
How's that going to happen that nobody's going to pay taxes? How's that going to happen?
That is a possibility under their system.
No, it's not. Unless the whole country decides to commit suicide.
What system?
The system they're saying is if you don't want to pay taxes, then you don't have to. I'm saying, what if everyone chooses not to pay taxes? Then 0% of $0. If you tick a box that says I want 0% of $0 to go towards roads, you will have no fucking option.
How's this even an option not to pay taxes?
Wait, no, I'll tell you. It was a thought experiment, right?
We've been over
Let me tell Bridger. All we were saying is rather than forcing you to pay tax and then not letting you have any say in what that money goes to, other than by voting for somebody.
Okay, right.
Imagine if the system was instead that you weren't forced to pay any tax, but you couldn't access anything that taxes pay for. So if you don't want to pay for roads because you're in an iron lung and you'll never move again, you wouldn't send your taxes to roads. What I'm trying to get across to Wildheart is...
Wait, for an example, the way you would do that is not buy a car and put gas in the car.
Yeah. But, and he's saying because in this system, technically the possibility is that every single person goes, I'll just pay no tax. He's saying then there's no money.
That's like saying that nobody will have any desires to do
any food, any water. The whole population would be dead because no one's working or has any money.
But that is a possibility under your system.
Okay, then then yes, I admit that a country may suddenly commit suicide all at once. I've conceded
what's
your
the
point,
system you're proposing? What's the system he's proposing? You're proposing?
No, me. He's saying that if we went to letting people send money where they want, or not even pay tax, but then not have access to roads or hospitals, that what happens if everyone went, well, I'm not paying any tax? And I said, well, they would die.
Exactly.
Said, but that's a
I don't want everyone to die.
But they're choosing to. They want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I would go about it a different way.
You're happy for us to get forced to pay tax now, because if you want shit, pay for it. But you're not happy for us to pay
how do you enforce that?
Using.
How do you enforce that?
What?
How do you enforce? Someone says, "Oh, I'm going to work, but I'm not going to pay no taxes." How are you going to deny them access?
So, like we do already, it's not a hard and fast thing, but you would take their license away. They still can get in a car and try and drive if they want, but then there's consequences. You're not paying the hospital tax. You go to the hospital. What's your name? Oh, sorry, you don't pay hospital tax. You have to go to private and look after yourself.
See, this is where I think with a consumption tax, you avoid the enforcement.
I agree. I'm just as happy for a consumption tax because it is fairer.
You can put all the taxes on
the issue of not getting to choose where your taxes go. Maybe if the government offered
the consumption tax that you put on you put it on the beer, cigarettes, all the sin taxes. Make it that tax pays for healthcare, specifically for healthcare. The taxes that you're paying on your gas in your car to buy the car, all those taxes that goes to the roads and the bridges to maintain it. Right? Just like you're saying, it's you're because now it's going by need, right? Of the community, because you can gauge the need too, because you can gauge the consumption, what's being used and what's not being used.
Yep. But doesn't that seem more efficient?
It does, but
And like I said, if we don't go to the extremes of it, do you think many people wouldn't want to tick the hospital box? Oh, right.
I mean, what you're not understanding, if no one pays any tax, then ticking a box won't do anything because there'll be no money to tick the box.
I grant you win.
Right. You just tax the sin tax. You don't need to tick the box. It just goes right to the hospital because you're going to need hospitals. People get sick. People get injured.
Wanting to commit suicide is a possibility, Wild Heart. So I think it's kind of a moot point. It's kind of arguing just to see if you can win the point.
Be able to go to the hospital.
You're saying that you can choose where your taxes go to, but you don't have to pay any taxes.
Yeah.
God. 0% of $0 is zero. It doesn't matter what box you take.
I get that.
Yeah.
You're not ticking boxes if you're not paying taxes.
Exactly.
I don't know how your brain can't get around that.
David, what do you think of my system?
With no money.
What do you think of my
system? You will be ticking the box. I want $0 to go to hospitals. I want $0 to go to schools. I want $0 to go to roads.
No, that's not. You're not ticking $0.
It is if no one pays taxes.
David.
Yes.
David, what do you think of my system?
No one's using the schools. So why would you need taxes for schools if no one wants schools?
So we don't have any schools. We get rid of hospitals. We get rid of schools.
This is why your thing is ridiculous. You're trying to say that people would say, "Oh, fuck schools, fuck hospitals, fuck roads."
No, I'm saying that
could happen. I'll grant you it's a possibility.
I'm saying that people would say, "Fuck taxes. I'm not paying. Someone else will pay for it. I'm not paying my taxes."
But then they don't get it.
But if everyone does that, then you end up with no.
Then everyone dies.
No money. Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
David. And what do you think of my system?
Consumption tax. You're gonna have to explain that to me. I don't know what it is.
Well, but just concede first that no country is going to commit suicide at the same time, please. Before we move on. Thank you.
Fine. Yeah,
please.
Hey, Sammy, have a smoke, Bubba.
Oh. It's a sales tax.
You're stuck on Sammy's idea.
Sales tax. Yeah, I agree. But I agree that whatever system works best, just do that. Do that. I'm not fixed to the system as it is now. I'm not against changing it. I'm just pointing out some of the problems that you might encounter if you do change it. And I want some kind of evidence that the system will be better.
National suicide shouldn't be amongst
we enforce
it.
I have another idea. Tell me what you guys think of this. How about health insurance is also like rated? Your health insurance is rated just like your auto insurance. So,
well, how many accidents you've had?
Well, no, I'm talking about things that are under your control, such as your weight,
smoking.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they already do that with smoking. Like life insurance, you do pay more money. Life insurance if you're a smoker. Probably with health insurance too. One of the reasons, why I wanted to go. But yeah, I mean, besides smoking, what about weight? Because if you give an incentive there, you also save money in other areas.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Yes.
I see where this is going. And I'm on board so far. Would it help with health insurance? Would it help less fortunate people be able to get it? Or is it just making people who can have it only pay for the things they want?
It will certainly
Which is still a benefit. It would cost less.
Less people have diabetes.
In the long run,
you're de-incentivizing.
If money
in the long run, the health gets better.
Yeah.
So this way, now you have to go back to the old days. You actually do have to be rich to be fat.
Yeah. See, and what our country does, we have obviously universal health care. But also in the income tax, you have to pay a $700 Medicare levy. But that gives you you either have to have private health insurance or you get a $700 Medicare tax every year.
Oh, they tried to do that here. Remember the Obama tax?
Our Medicare is not free anymore. Not to the taxpayers anyway. Mm-hmm. We have this extra tax, or we have to get private health.
Yeah, Obama did that here with Obamacare, and that's the one thing that Trump turned around is that penalty for not signing up for national health care.
Oh,
because that's the government selling a product and basically forcing you to buy it.
Yep.
But it's worse because what was exposed, but unfortunately Australia's population don't give a shit about anything, was that it was all shady back pocket deals and stuff with the health companies and the politicians.
Oh, yeah. A lot of money
politicians cleaned up. Yeah. Oh, now it's compulsory to buy private health insurance.
Follow the money.
But Wildheart said those are the people that we voted for, and we need to trust them.
I know.
This is why they won't go for a consumption tax, because it takes that power. It takes that power of lobbying away.
No, sorry, I'm not an economist. I'm not the best person to ask. I don't know, fuck all. I don't know.
You're just the person to ask. I mean, you're a grown man. You're in a socialist country.
I'm not joking. Yeah, if you come in as much as you want. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know what the best system is. I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm not in favour of one system or another. Whichever system works best, do that one. I'm not the person to ask.
So someone think for me, I can't bear to.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Wildheart.
Think it's hard.
That's what's wrong with this world.
Wild Heart.
No, the good ones can't be bothered to think.
Yeah.
I think that Wild Heart has been extremely tenacious in this compared to the old Wild Heart, who would have went to karaoke musical interlude.
I wouldn't be here because he would have he would have abused the panel multiple times by now.
Special existence for you.
Interrupting.
Yeah, I put myself.
I missed the but.
Oh, he just went to special. Is it time to say the special prayer to special?
Yes, I mean that is brilliant. Can we do the special prayer?
Can we? Yeah, can you put it? Can you put it on screen for us so we can all have our special prayer? We're all specialists here.
Special.
Jill, are you out there? Jill gets special credit for this because this is all written with Jill in mind.
You need to post that in the happy chat.
Yeah, it is good.
All right. Bow our heads.
Yeah. So,
lead us, Will. All right. If everyone will drop their trousers and bow their heads.
Yeah,
our special. Okay, you're going to interrupt it. You have to read it. No. You want to read it, Wildheart? Okay.
No, I would tell you not to drop your trousers. Yeah.
All right. I'll hum a few bars so that you. Oh. I see that you've met your local member. Okay. Our special, who art in a special existence inside a special
infinity. Special
be thy
name. Thy special
realm come. Thy eternal in both directions
will be done.
In normal existence. That is in your
special realm.
Give us this day our daily special, and forgive us
our transness, as we forget them that trans against us.
And lead us not into
transness, but deliver us from liberals. For thine is the speciality, the Chazwaza, and the weekday special. Forever and ever, the special one.
The special one, amen.
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 I think the key is trying to get through that without laughing at Chazwaza.
All right, so I got it. This should be one of those call and answer things, like somebody says our special and everybody's like our special behind them, and then who are the special, just like the traditional church thing, you know?
Yeah. That's gold. Here we go. I'm dropping it in your. Oh, it's already. Oh no, that's in your DM. There we go. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Special be praised. Special be praised. In both directions.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
What is that?
And transgression.
What is the point of that? Eternal in both directions will be done. What is there? What's
the explain there?
Do you, well, what? Why I did it, or why he says it?
Who said it?
So the whole thing with this special existence, right? Or more specifically in this both directions is eternity. So God is the only true eternal being because he's eternally in the past and eternally in the future. And I said, but when we die, we exist for eternity. And he said, yep. And I said, so we're eternal too. And he goes, no, because we're only eternal from a point forwards. So it's a different eternity. So God's in a different infinity than we are.
Okay.
Because his goes backwards.
Okay. It's just another way of saying special existence. Okay.
Yeah.
So all of this is based on
you have to correct your spelling there on existence.
Yeah, all of this though is based on Jill's assertions about God and life and except for the Chazwaza. He doesn't know anything about that.
Yeah, where Chazwaza come from?
But
that was a special request.
He's desperate to hold a Chazwaza in his mouth. If that helps.
Thine is the kingdom, the power. So Chazwaza is in place of power.
Yeah.
For thine is the specialty, the kingdom, the power, and the glory.
Yep. Forever and ever, but not any forever and ever, the special one.
Special one.
Yeah.
Forever and ever. Oh, your special one or the special one? Forever and ever, the special one?
Yeah, well, it's here. God owns it. We're talking to God, remember? But yeah, let's put the, because it makes it a bit clearer.
Wait, I don't know who you were talking to. We were talking to special.
I apologize. That's how it started, actually. Will said, no, that's it, Jill. From now on, we're not calling it God anymore. We're calling it special.
Okay. You are special who art in a special... So heaven is...
Yep.
God existence.
Because God's not in heaven. He's in a special existence.
Yeah.
But it's our Father who art in heaven.
Yep.
Yeah, but heaven
I don't know what Brojo's talking about. We're talking about special here. I'd like you to keep this straight.
Oh, I thought this was a satire of the Lord's Prayer.
It is.
Well, it's that. Yeah.
This is like the Jill version of the Lord's Prayer.
Exactly.
That's right. He's got it. Yep.
So
but there's the special prayer
replaced by something that Jill.
Okay, so my question is, what is Jill's version of heaven?
A special existence
so that God is eternal in both
directions. Yep, is eternal in both directions.
You know, that's
outside of time. Outside of time as well.
Mm-hmm.
What else was special about it?
You're not special enough to talk about it, Sammy.
No, I'm not there. I'm sorry.
What we need is Jill to come in and tell us more about his special. We could have a Jill special.
Okay, so the heaven is special existence inside a special infinity. So I get it. Okay, so all right, and that's interesting. So God and heaven are synonymous in a way, is it?
God, heaven
is God in heaven, or is heaven in God?
Yeah, heaven is an extension.
You're trying too hard to take the special away from it.
Yeah, it's not too special if you make it make sense, Brojo.
Brojo, you're violating all the tenets of specialty.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we don't question or try to figure out specialty.
What would be the devil of specialty?
The devil.
Liberals. Biden.
Liberals.
Yes. Biden. George Soros and his servant Biden.
I am liberal in a sense, I guess. I mean, in the classic sense, I guess. I'm liberal.
He doesn't know what that means, so that's all liberal.
Or atheists.
That's what the prayer is missing. We don't have a single mention of dirty atheists.
Oh, speaking
we're gonna have to remove. Okay, go ahead.
I was just saying, speaking of evil and liberal, I see everybody having, they're going crazy over Sam Smith's devil appearance on the Grammys. I don't know if you're seeing it on your social media.
Like, are you talking about that fat fag that was wearing
clothes? They're going crazy. I'm a specialist. Yeah, I get to that too.
That motherfucker needs special. Because I don't care, gay, straight, whatever. When you are that fat, you should not. There should be like a fat to clothing ratio.
Oh, you're fat shaming now, Sammy. You're fat shaming.
Special be praised. So wait, is that the guy that you?
Sorry,
you talking about a
sorry.
Our apologies, Lord Asses. So, the video that you're talking about devil horns. That's not what you had on your show, right? When you were talking, because you're talking about the gay fat guy that was wearing
the video, but he did an appearance at the Grammys, and they did a whole hell skit. It was like all red. He had a top hat with horns. He was obviously like playing the devil and all this stuff. Everybody's saying, "Look, waiting now."
Sorry, can I interrupt? I've got to end the stream. We're coming up to 3 hours, and it's 9:20. Everyone,
4:20.
Yeah, dead on 9. Yeah, 9:20. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to end the stream now.
Bye.
Happy 420.
Venus.